Hold on.
What the fuck?
Dude.
You started the fucking thing.
Okay. Don't you hate it when people say the same thing over and over?
No, we gotta get the
you've got-
silence.
Don't you hate it when people
we
say the same thing over and over?
You gotta have 10 seconds of silence.
And then we do the pre-roll jingle, and
he's
then
gonna
you
go,
do it.
The following
Well, you
program.
said, don't you remember? And so
This time on Nuclear.
I haven't done the fucking pre-roll of fucking
Yeah,
ever, okay? So you just told me to fucking go, and I was like, okay. And then you guys were like,
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan. Don't you hate it when people say the same thing over and over? Don't you hate it when people say the same thing over and over?
You got several things to do. You got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Dark soul lies. Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the Nuclear.
Welcome to a new episode of Nude Clan. This is your host, Cameron.
Caleb Craig.
Caleb Schweiss.
Joseph de Gaulier.
And today, this episode is going to be on the Fabled Fable 2. But before...
Fable 2.
How long were you working on that?
I just... This came to mind right now. Just barely.
Sure did.
12 years.
But before we get into that...
Someday I'll have a podcast. And on that podcast, we will review the Fable game, the newfangled Fable game.
Yeah, just sometime in like
2.
middle school or something like that, I'm just like, oh, podcast. Oh, Fable 2. I mean, that would have been right around when Fable 2 came out, right?
And right around when podcasts started coming out, so yeah.
That's a long time in coming. So
Middle school?
I've been fulfilled. Yeah, probably
2005?
Yeah.
Yeah, around then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, what have we all been up to this week? Has anyone been playing games this week at all? I mean, this is a podcast, after all, about video games, so...
Is that what we're here for?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, yes. Caleb, what about you?
I've been playing a little bit of the first Halo.
Why?
Just because I
'Cause
have
it's a
the
classic.
Master Chief Collection. I wanted to get
Have
through
you
the
ever beaten
games.
those games?
I've beaten 3. And that's
Just
it.
number 3.
Just 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the
Dude.
one I haven't beaten.
I haven't beaten that one either.
Yeah, like,
Oh, God, we should play this together.
Yes, I agree.
I have
we
the
should,
Master Chief Collection.
we should land party it up again is what we should do.
We should. Uber game right
Yeah.
there.
Why not?
Also been playing some Dragon Quest 2 and... The fuck else have I been playing?
I don't know.
Oh, Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh, nice. Arkham Knight. That's a good game.
The craze
You don't
is
know.
very-
You haven't played it.
What are you guys going silent for?
No, nothing. I'm just...
Nothing?
That's
Okay.
that's it for me.
Is it all you
Like,
played, really?
That's it?
Wow.
I got work on like Friday, and Friday is basically my big day to play games because I only have like 4 hours between when I wake up and have to go to work.
Your work, they open back up on the day that you usually have off?
Yeah, well, no, okay, they started up again on Wednesdays, and then they're like, yeah, coming on Friday too. I'm like,
It's
okay.
funny. We were at Tommy's and Caleb's like, yeah, my work gave me a $200 gift card for all the days I missed. I'm like, Caleb, it's not quite.
I know it's not a lot of money, but I still got money to not be at work. So I mean,
It was
it's
happy
great.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
All right. I have been playing Batman Arkham Asylum. I played Final Fantasy 14.
Did you?
And
Wow.
I played...
Picking up that game finally.
Yeah, I played Legend of Zelda as well. Oh, and some Pokemon Blue. Or Grindamon Grind, as I call it. I'm trying to level up to beat Brock, and
Oh, dude.
I have a Charmeleon so I'm not going to do very much damage.
Dude, you picked Charmander as your starter?
Yeah.
He's
Fire
the
for
hardest
win.
one to fucking start the game with.
I can see that now. I didn't remember Brock being the first fucking gym.
Well,
Man,
and
I'm
then
not
you
gonna
have
do
the
shit.
water gym right afterwards.
Oh. All right, so I'm going to go into that with a Charizard and just waste. You're like, well, it might be my weakness, but I'm a level 60.
You have to
so-
grind a ton in order to get a fucking Charizard.
Wait, you have
that
to
early.
grind a lot in Pokemon?
If you want a fucking Charizard by the fucking second gym, you do.
Yeah, so I'm going through the Cerulean Cave and just grinding on those dudes.
Gotta buy that Magikarp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get him
And
up to
then give him
level
the
20.
candy.
Get that Gyarados.
And then quit the game because that's the whole purpose of Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is to level up Gyarados.
So that's basically what I've been playing this week. I don't think I've done anything else. Yeah, just those 3 or 4.
Yeah, now when you say you haven't really done anything else, you mean hours and hours into Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Which is a game I have been playing a shitload of. So Final Fantasy 14, we've decided that we're going to do all the dungeons and trials. And so I printed off a list, and it is 5 printed pages long.
Wow.
Which is nice. And we're almost 1/3 of the way through page number 1.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Actually, most of the dungeons are on page number 1. Past that, it's mostly trials, which are a lot shorter. So
It's times like these I wish I'd actually picked up the game
yeah,
and played it.
it would have been nice to
Yeah.
to be that. But also, I did play a few hours at the beginning of this week some Fable 2, which of course we're reviewing today, and Build-A-Lot, the real estate game. I picked up for nothing during the Steam summer sale, and
In that game that looks like it should be a mobile game.
basically should be a Flash game, but it's a little bit more complex than that and more stable than that, luckily. But when we were talking about whether or not, when we were talking about what an average game should be, I think that maybe Schweiss and you are kind of right that an average for us, because of the type of games we are nominating for this podcast, an average for us probably would be a 7. But if we're talking about all games, and I said this on Twitter in a thread that Jake thought I was responding to him on, was that like you need to look past the first 3 pages of results in Steam.
Well-
and when we're talking that way, then the curve should bring it to about
Oh,
5.
no. Here's the thing, though. The results are always polarizing with games. It's either a good game or it's a fucking shit game.
Well, that's why we exist.
There's like not really any middle ground games, and that's
exist
why
to bring-
I set
I
my
promise you-
personal average as a 7 for games.
I just played a 5.
So you just played it,
Did you? I played Build-A lot, and it's fun enough for a little while, and then it gets really repetitive, and it's really too simple, and it's just right in the middle.
All right. Yeah, that's
if
more.
it were a mobile game, do you think you would give it a higher score?
If it were, I wouldn't have played it, so that's.
I'm just saying, though, if it were on a
NA.
game on a phone, do you
NA.
think it would be better?
not available.
It would be the same game, so it would be the
But
same.
a
I play
phone
Candy
game-
Crush on my phone versus Candy Crush on the computer. It's the same fucking game.
Well, I know, but like if you
He's
played-
asking if you're more forgiving because of the limitations of the.
Yeah, because if
port
you
or the
if you can just play it
console
whenever you want, just like randomly while you're on the go,
there's
like
way better
the,
games on the phone.
The repetitiveness of it won't be as harsh as when you're just sitting there playing it, trying to plow through it.
You're saying I was trying to plow through it, Caleb.
You totally
I
were.
poured myself a fine
You
wine.
beat half the game the
I-
first day that you fucking played it.
I did not beat half the game the second day I played it, though. The difficulty did go up steeply.
Yeah.
it was.
And
so
there
it
was
was
one dude on YouTube who had played it when I got stuck on a level, and I found his video, and thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God he exists.
So I agree with the 5 being probably average across the entire board, but we don't play
I still
games that
don't
are
know
that
about
bad
that.
normally.
No, usually when we're nominating something, it's something that we've wanted to play, and usually that's probably going to be a AAA
And even
title.
Bounty Hunter wasn't a 5.
Bounty Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, to
fucking
you guys
less.
it was, but
Bounty
No,
Hunter
it
is-
was a 2.
Bounty Hunter. No, dude, not with the fucking glitches and the bad fucking.
Yeah, dude, it
controls.
barely deserves points.
You gave it points,
Just
though.
kill
It
me.
would be
I
a-
did. Me now.
It would be a 6 if there was no platforming.
All right.
I don't know. Again, I just still know why.
That's
so
like
much.
more than
so-
half
so
the
it
game,
wasn't-
though.
I know, that's
like
why
what
I
the-
gave it a fucking 3, Craig.
That's like what the entire jetpack is centered around. It'd have to be an entirely different game.
Yes, it would. It would have
It
to
would
be
be. It would
a
just.
better game.
It would just be the run and gun version, which
No,
would
no,
be
no,
pretty
no.
action packed, to be honest.
No, the jetpack helped fuel my rave rampages. I'm just glitching out through all the people
Yeah,
so they
it's
can't
like-
hit me, and
it's
I'm
like
just
what happens
spamming the
Slit is
fire button.
glitching,
Just-
even.
Cameron looked like what happens when you shoot a jetpack, and it just starts like freaking out.
Gotta be
All the
unpredictable,
time.
man. They can't shoot you if they don't know where you're gonna be next.
Yeah, it's true.
But that's all I've been playing. What about you?
Okay, so this week all I played was Fable 2.
All you played.
That's all I played. It's all I had time to play.
yeah.
Because
So sad.
last
Tell us the
Last
Fable
week.
2.
last week I was
Journey.
supposed to. So after we left, last week I was supposed to take home. Oh, this is week
2
four.
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Sorry, 2
Remember,
weeks
we
ago.
nominated this game during the Division review.
Exactly. So I was just going
was
to
forever
borrow
ago.
Yes,
the
it
copy
was.
that Caleb was borrowing to not have to spend any money on Fable 2, even though it's
The
extremely
fruitcake
cheap.
game, yes.
And I forgot to borrow Caleb's copy. I just forgot, and I just went home. I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
You guys can't do it right. Don't even try it.
And so I'm like, is it going to take more money for me to drive down there and pick up that game?
By the way, that was also the Division.
Or should I just go buy the game from a used store? Because the game is like $5. So does it take more than $5?
Very
of gas?
common Xbox 360 game. So.
Yeah.
So it was cheaper just to
old
pick
one,
it up.
too.
So a week went by, I picked it up, and I basically was going to start at the beginning of this week on Monday. But the problem with that is that Monday evening I had to drive up to Idaho, and then I didn't get back from Idaho until 1 o'clock in the morning Wednesday morning. So 1 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday morning. So that's just 2 days gone. Wednesday, I was going to start playing the game in earnest. I was going to get through it. But the people I play D&D with now wanted to do it on Wednesday because they couldn't do it on Friday. Nerd. And so I'm like, I really shouldn't do this with you guys today, but okay. And so I didn't really begin till Thursday. And so Thursday,
Is it nerd or is it...
and so on
that
Thursday, I just started just basically grinding for gold because I wanted to get that out of the way. I didn't want to have any financial troubles in the game, so I could just play it and not have to worry about I need to buy the potions and stuff like that. So all Thursday, I just spent earning money, buying stuff, earning money, buying stuff. So I'd have steady income throughout the rest of the game. And so then
That's what we all did.
Yeah.
Believe me.
I just did it for weeks.
That was half
instead.
the game.
Me too.
that's what made you want to play Build a Lot, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, I fucking need a real estate game. There needs to be a real estate
Yeah,
game.
there like isn't any.
There isn't any guys who make games and listen to the show. What the fuck are you doing? There needs to be a good real estate simulation game that is not Build a Lot, which is a totally average five star out of 10 star game.
We need like a real estate game that's like Game Dev Tycoon.
Yeah, something like that. It would be really awesome if you like started out in a neighborhood and then occasionally houses would go for sale and you'd have to like finagle a price and then you would get like income in and then your renters would have to leave and you'd have to deal with that.
Then you can like buy other properties.
I think it would be sweet, like if it were like a pretty realistic simulation game. Yeah, not as realistic as Farming Simulator, but and that.
Yeah.
It would probably
Well, you
still
gotta
be
like
better.
walk over to the
Should there-
houses
I would
and
say
like set up
I
the
would
deals with the
say,
realtor.
Let's
and
not do the walkovers. I think that might be the thing.
Should
I
there
would like
be
to see like overhead view kind of Sim
bird eye
City-ish.
view.
real estate
Alright.
investor game along with the economy drop and everything? Just the whole spiel right
Like, I
there.
can't believe that
Go
there's no
around
good
murdering
real
the
estate
owners
games.
of houses so that the prices drop.
subpar loans and everything like that.
Yeah, there you go. Big Short, the Big Short game. That's what it should be.
Anyway, so
Fuck
by
the
the time
market.
Thursday was over, I had not really progressed beyond gaining gold. So Thursday, ended my night Thursday still in Bowerstone from the first time you get there.
God, dude.
So Friday rolls around yesterday. I get home and I just play until 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm done at that point. So I stumble to bed and I fucking step on one of the dice I bought for D&D 2.
Triangle one?
Yeah, no, I have done that, but it wasn't that last time. No.
God,
Why are they on the floor?
Yeah.
I dumped them
What do
out
you
of
guys
my
get
pocket
shit
on the
faced when you
floor.
play?
No, we didn't play at my place.
Roll
I
5
just-
7s and
I
take
threw
10
my
shots.
pants on the floor and I guess it fell out of my pocket and I just stepped on it and it hurt a little bit. But anyways, I wake up and so I'm in bed. Schweiss's tweet wakes me up at like 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, "Hey, did you beat the game?"
And so I
Nothing.
see Schweiss say, "Hey, did you beat the game?" I just groan and roll out of bed at 8 o'clock, and then from 8 o'clock onward, I just play the game, and I beat it at like noon. So
God, dude. It's at the last minute. You're like king procrastinator.
Dude, we can name at least 3 games at the top of our head where you beat it at
Bounty
like
Hunter.
the last second.
Bounty Hunter was one of them.
Yeah,
Bounty Hunter, Horizon Zero Dawn.
No, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, you
Did
beat
I?
it the last
you both
second.
did.
Yeah.
You both did.
Okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn, Bounty
Yeah, yeah,
Hunter,
yeah.
and this one, and then we also had
Fable 1, I remember, was right up to the fucking line too.
Fable 1, and you also did it for Fallout 4.
Well, Fallout 4, the first game we reviewed, was dumped on me so yeah.
Beat it in
Yes.
like a week.
That's true. It was dumped on you, but I mean,
Yeah. So I'm lucky because the next game I have to review, Shadow Mordor, I'm already halfway done with. So
yeah.
there
So
we
you'll
go.
finish that
Yeah,
Thursday
can't-
night before the review instead of Saturday morning.
Can't wait to see how Cam handles procrastinating Persona 5.
Oh, I can't procrastinate that game. I
Yeah.
think if I
The
start
2
it
days
now,
before.
You,
He's had
you
no
said
sleep.
last
Yeah,
week
he's
that
just
you were
like-
going to start it this week, and this week is over now.
I put the disc in my PlayStation.
Did you install?
Yeah, it's installed.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
That's progress. That takes time, Caleb.
He hasn't even started it though.
That
He
takes
hasn't
time.
even like entered
Hey.
the game
Yeah,
so that it
dude, we're-
loads the trophy
skin,
data.
The skin is on my controller. I feel like that's a step towards
Did
the
you
game.
buy a second one and you just keep that one hidden?
Did you?
No,
put the
I do have a
lotion
second
on
one.
the skin.
No, I did not put the lotion on the
Okay,
skin, and
alright.
it chafes, and it chafes.
It's so good.
Anyway, so I did anyone beat a game?
God damn it, dude. You got to give me like a second.
I saw your mouse.
All right.
So I did beat Fable 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golf clap for Cameron.
I can't. I'm writing.
Isn't the golf clap like on the top of your hand?
No, it's
For those
it's,
people who are
Silence.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for
it's
visually explaining that.
it's a
choice.
light fap. That's the best way I could describe that.
a light fap, so you have to touch your dick in order to golf clap.
A light fap. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Caleb. What about you?
I haven't beat anything this week.
What?
I beat 2 games this week. I beat
Congratulations,
Batman Arkham Asylum.
Man, he beat that before you came. Game.
I know, and I started it forever ago.
Seems to be a trend with you. I start games a year before
And I beat The
beat
Legend
them.
of Zelda.
That means we can review.
Wow.
We're good. All right, so I got a bitch about Legend of Zelda here real quick.
Hold on. Didn't we have a podcast?
Yes, Dylan, this is for you. Okay, so I go into I pick up Zelda. I grab my DS. I'm like, hey, I have some spare time at work. I can like kind of play this, and I'm not supposed to, but I don't care. So I brought it to work, and I started playing, and I was looking, and I'm like, I'm looking at the Triforce, right, and I only have one block that's missing. Only one missing block. So I, what the fuck?
Cameron is looking at the.
No. I was wowing the fact he could just fucking bring his game to the work and play it at work.
Oh, okay. I thought you were wowing
No, no,
at
no.
him just covering up Caleb Craig.
No,
which
yeah.
I'm pretty sure is on purpose.
It is on purpose. I watched him
No, I
do
don't
it.
fucking
That's
care.
why I said the Caleb's became one.
Yeah. Yeah, on the Twitch where like I'm invading Caleb's space. But
I'm
anyway,
the devil on his shoulder.
I brought it to work and I started playing it and I was like, man, I need to pull up a map of this because like the OG Zelda, I don't really know the dungeon locations. I know where 8 of them are now, but Before
Eight out of 9?
Yeah, 8 out of 9.
Okay.
And there's still the one with the bush or something. You have to like open it up. It's a secret one that
In the bush.
I'm not going to be able to find.
2 in the bush.
But I go in and I'm like, okay, well, I have one missing Triforce piece, so I'm almost done with this game. And I look online and I'm like, hey, which piece is the top right corner? And it's like Dungeon 2. And so I go into Dungeon 2 and I just fucking rape and pillage the entire dungeon. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. I'm going to beat this thing. I go in, I go out and I grab all my health, get everything all ready. I go into the 9th dungeon, which is huge, right? It's massive. It is like an insanely large dungeon. I'm like, I don't want to look at a guide. I only want to look at a map to kind of find the dungeons. Then I want to figure them out myself. And so I have bombs. I'm blowing up the fucking walls. And if I don't blow a hole in the wall, I just load my save state back up and restart, right? So I can save my bombs because I know it's kind of a bitch. I get in. I get like balls deep. No, maybe like half shaft deep into this into this final dungeon, and I run out of keys. And there's a room with like 3 doors that need keys. So I'm like, fuck. Okay. All right, fine. I let myself die so that I start at the beginning of the dungeon again, and then I leave and I go do the like gem collecting or the rupee mini game thing. And there's a way you can do it with the save states where like you save right when you get in, and then you go grab a rupee, and if you collect the right one, then you exit, come back in and save again. But if not, you can load it back up, and you still have the rupees you gambled. So and it's always the same. It's always going to be the same winning rupee pile. So I went out and I did that like for a while, and I ran out of keys and I was really pissed. So I did it like I think I bought 12 keys or something ridiculous, and I'm like, all right, I'm going back in. I go back in, and at some point, someone had eaten my shield, either eaten it or destroyed it, because I suddenly started taking like mass damage from the those wizard motherfuckers, like the straight on attacks that they do. Yep. Like normally you can block them with the shield, but I couldn't block a fucking thing, man. I couldn't block anything. And so I was like, fuck this. All right, so I leave again. I leave, and I go do the fucking rupee minigame for a second time, get like all the rupees I need for the shield, go back in, open everything up, and then I finally find Ganon. And I can't kill him. Like I spent like 2 hours at least just getting him down on his knees. He's down there sucking on my fucking dick, and he won't die. He just won't die. I got him down like 6 times one time in one fight, and I was like, what the fuck, man? And so I go online, and it's like, oh yeah, you need the special arrows, and I'm like, what? What arrows are you talking about? And I looked at a guide, and like I had some. Like go this way for the arrows. And I went and grabbed him, and then I went back in, got him down on his knees, shot him once, and it killed him. It was like ridiculous. Like the amount of shit I had to do, the amount of leaving the dungeon, rupee farming was just, it was killing me, man. It was killing me. But I did end up beating it, and wasn't that big of a deal in the end, but it still pissed me off. Like the amount of fucking problems I ran into on the last dungeon. It was brutal. What's going on?
I'm looking at the Twitch chat. I'm sorry to bring this up. We're not supposed to. But I'm looking at the Twitch chat, and they're like, is it zoomed in for you? It's zoomed in for me.
Yeah.
And then... guys, we got 3 different cameras. We're switching between them. It's not zooming.
Yeah.
There's just... You can just cut to who's talking.
Yep.
It's what they do during, like, sports broadcasts. It's... You just switch between cameras. We're trying to do...
Yeah. Mine is, it's a little different for Caleb and I, because Caleb and I aren't as close as Cameron and Joe. The camera's a lot closer to me than it is to those guys. So.
And Caleb keeps trying to get in front of Caleb. So.
I do, yeah. I like to hang out in front of Craig.
And so I have to pan wide so we're all back in the shot.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my experience with that game. It was a real pain in the ass, but I was like right next to the end for probably about 4 months. I should have just beaten it, but
Yeah, you could have.
now I finally did. And I added it to and crossed it off my backlog.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guess what? I beat as many games as Caleb Schweiss did this week.
What?
No way.
I beat 2 games. Dude, I beat a game
It sounds like you don't have a job.
that we... Oh, I know! That's what it sounds like, Cameron.
That's strange.
Oh my God, guys.
Okay.
This,
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Okay,
fuck you.
Let's talk
okay?
about the games.
I
you
am
beat.
this close
Next
to
week,
swallowing
Joe.
some pills.
Next week, Joe.
What, some like Viagra or what?
No.
He's
Cialis.
Lots of pain pills.
Oh. Oxycontin.
Lots.
All right.
Okay. All right. I beat 2 games this week. The first one was Fable 2.
Nice.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I beat that, I believe, on Monday. And then, that same night, I beat...
Sort of. But anyway,
Sort of.
it was like 1 in the morning. I saw it. You were like,
You
2
saw
games
it?
in 1 day, and I was like, it depends on what you call a day.
Well, if you want to
It might have been like 12:20 or some shit.
in one 24-hour period. Let's say that.
All right, 1 24-hour
Anyway,
period. The same.
Fuck you, real quick. This game was twice as long as Fable,
Well,
almost.
yeah, I took a shit that
Anyway.
took longer than Fable
Here's
2.
the deal.
Fable was nothing.
Here's
man.
the deal. I beat Build a lot.
Nice.
And that brings me, ladies and gentlemen, almost to the double digits in the
Damn.
games beaten this year.
Damn.
Congratulations on
only
being last
July.
place
But
still.
nowhere near Caleb Craig, who is our King Hog, at 16 games so far this year. Schweiss, you're at 15 games. Cameron is at 11 games. And then only 2 behind Cameron. I have 9 games beat.
Cameron, you
this
could beat
year.
like 4 games this week if you wanted to.
I
You're
really
almost
could,
done
actually.
with fucking
I'm almost done with
Batman.
Arkham. I'm almost done with Mordor. I'm almost done with... I could re-download Killing Floor and get that done.
You could
That would
play,
take some time.
Mass Effect. You're
Oh,
far
yeah,
in
yeah,
that.
yeah. Mass Effect. I'm like halfway through that game, too.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
You could easily beat 4 games this week if you wanted to. I think that would be the ultimate week too. I think I've only ever done 3.
Those would be some pretty epic games to be beaten in 1 week, too.
How
Yeah.
about Persona 5?
Those are some.
Hey,
yeah,
probably
I
start
should
on that,
probably-
too.
I should probably start Persona 5. Also, I have a friend who's level 107 in Bloodborne, and apparently in Bloodborne you can join your friends and help them beat the game. So I'm gonna probably do that.
Dude, I can't do that.
Why?
I have to beat it on my own, otherwise
Oh.
it's meaningless.
All right.
The difficulty, man. I need to
Okay.
conquer it.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I agree with Craig.
I'm not a man. That's why
A game beat
Are
just a
you
bitch.
Man, no, none of us have checked.
Yeah, I think you're like
I
some
am.
androgynous being. You're like a mix, especially after that image I saw.
I know. I was about to say
Hey.
we have a
Hey.
a picture.
Gender is
Fuck
a
you.
social construct
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah, you
It
can
is.
pick your own
I
fucking gender, man.
will- I will not allow you to say those things around me, Schweiss.
Yeah, build
Gender
a-
is a social construct
Thank you.
created
I identify as an attack
created
helicopter.
by men.
By the patriarchy. Yeah.
Oh man.
I identify as King Hog, please.
Yep, that's exactly what I identify as.
Oh,
you
man.
may use my pronouns as your lordship and your supremeness.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we need to get those hog rings. That's what we
Oh yes,
Yeah,
we need.
I
those
need
awards.
I need my
those.
I'm
ring.
not gonna wear fucking
I need-
rings.
I
Well,
need
you're never gonna
my-
win, so you're right. You're not gonna wear a ring.
I need my second year ring too.
No, it isn't over yet.
It's gonna be
No,
like a
it's-
signet ring that you stamp your letters with. That's the
Yeah, it's your fucking
board.
It's your house seal. Like it's his house.
It's all
his
about
house sign.
It's about the gratuitousness of it.
yeah.
All right. So before we get to our Fable 2 review, I want to remind you guys to go to nudeclan.net where you can find our forums where you can ask us questions and we can give you answers on the show here in a second. You can also go to facebook.com/nudeclan. That's nude spelled N-E-W-D. You can go to twitch.tv/nudeclangaming. That's nude spelled the regular way. You can tweet me at Joseph DeGaulier.
Me at Nude Clan Cam.
Me and Obsidian Bob.
And me at UFF Podcast.
And if you want to support the show, we have a Patreon page where we are trying to complete our Patreon goals.
Yep.
We also have a Amazon link there. You can click through, and whatever you get on Amazon after you've clicked through that link, we get a small kickback, as well as feel free to check out our Audible button, or if you feel like building a website, go through the DreamHost button there. By the way, I suggest Audible for all of your audiobook needs and wants. Podcasts are great, guys, but supplement it with something, substantial. besides our backlog here at Nude Clan. But
Right.
I would suggest going to audibletrial.com/Nude Clan if you want to learn more.
Yeah,
I
check
did
it
some
out.
Some people
Finish
in the
another Audible book.
in the Twitch chat know Joe's spiel about Audible so well.
Yeah,
that they just immediately started typing it out.
Please visit our website at www.audibletrial.com/newplan. Visit the forums at audibletrial.com.
Seriously, though, I do use Audible, and it is great.
I
It
do.
is.
I have spent over 2 months of my actual life listening to an Audible book.
That's
so.
a lot. That's a lot of time. I bet you Joe has more.
No, I don't think I do have
Oh,
more.
okay.
But he's had Audible a lot longer.
I've had Audible for 3 or more years now. So
Damn.
Are you a master already?
those achievements mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
I'm emperor.
I have 18 days and 22 hours logged into Audible.
Oh, child.
Are you checking your stats now too?
Oh, child. I have.
I read my books, so I
Yeah, so you don't read any, in other words.
basically yeah.
I only read if they're picture books. Said the
Oh
Schweiss.
my God! Jesus!
I have 2 months, 3 days, 18 hours, and 31 minutes of logged
And
listening.
it's just
time.
repeat listenings of Game of Thrones.
No, it's
Probably a month
Wheel of Time.
A month of that probably was Wheel of Time. So
That's disgusting. That is disgusting.
less than a month.
I
of
do
that.
have all the Wheel of Time books. They're
when
way-
I drive,
They are
I
like
listen.
14 hours
So
each, right?
another way to
No,
look
they're
at
way
this,
more, dude.
30?
Another way to look at this
Oh.
is this is how much time I've spent driving since I've downloaded Audible.
That's disgusting as well. 2 months of your life? Jesus Christ,
In a car.
Cameron.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Well, at least I have Audible to keep me company.
That's
So
right.
you
So
can have
audibletrial.com/nude clan.
Oh my god.
Do we have a question? And then we have a drawing, right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we do have a question. It's Criterion Sale and Metal. It's from Farts
So this is a question
Vandalay.
for me and me only.
No, it's for me too. Okay. Well, it's been a while since
no,
I
no.
last visited this site. I've been a UFF fan
lost
for
your knife.
I think a couple years now, and I recently started listening to Nude Clan podcast. Anyway, here's a question for everyone: Are you any of you looking forward to the upcoming Criterion Collection sale? I think this is a month. I think the month starts on the 11th.
Reset button.
God. Dude. Okay. Anyway, Barnes and Noble has a sale every year, July and November, where they drop the Criterion DVDs and Blu-rays by 50%. Oh,
It's
Joe and I know that
amazing
well.
sale. Yep.
Their stuff is usually expensive, so it's a great time to buy those movies. I've been saving up to buy High and Low, The Bad Sleep Well, Repulsion, and Lady Snowblood. That
I've
one-
watched 3 of those. And
Lady
they're great.
Snowblood is awesome.
Yep.
Maybe Paths of Glory too.
Great movie.
Paths of Glory 2?
yeah. Starring his son.
T-O-O.
They come back from the dead.
Also, I think there's quite a while ago, but I remember Joe saying he's not too familiar with Japanese metal, and he didn't care for
Remember that
Japan.
Japanese metal song.
How
that I
about
sent
these
you?
guys? And he has a link to it.
I
so.
listened to that link. It's very odd. They look like Japanese Kiss.
Japanese Kiss.
I'm
Do
still
they
not-
have like the super long
How's
tongues
that,
and
how's that-
everything?
how's that opposed to a French kiss?
It's with an underage
wow,
girl. That's the
Joe
difference.
level joke.
I know, and he didn't even laugh.
I
He
am
was,
so...
he was too surprised.
It has to be with a lolly. That's what makes it a Japanese kiss.
What? A Japanese kiss is when you have a lollipop in your mouth, so it's a lolly kiss.
Yeah, there you go, lolly.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
I thought I thought you had to have tentacles.
Oh, that's a good
what
one
the
too.
fuck is wrong with you people? Jesus fucking Christ. All right. So, okay, so I do love the Criterion sale, but I am still unemployed, ladies and gentlemen. So I have $45 in my bank account.
Damn.
I mean, you
Yeah.
It's actually more than me, but
You could start looking for a real job instead of a job you can quit after 2 months. You might have more success.
I can't believe I can't get a piece of shit job. I've never had problems getting jobs. until
blowjobs.
Well,
now that I
Joe,
have had problems getting those.
the
But
problem is-
until
not giving them.
now,
the problem is when you're applying for these low-level like sandwich making jobs, is the manager there
I did
doesn't have the manager
I
there.
did not get a sandwich. I did not apply for a sandwich making job yet.
I'm just saying that the manager that job probably doesn't have the same amount of education. So like, I can't hire them. I can't hire him. He's going to start with a sandwich. Then he's going to take over the fucking job. I can't have him do that.
Yeah, with a film degree? I don't think so.
They don't know.
All right, it's going to be all fucking PC in here after about a week.
Joe's just going to be in the back with the really expensive camera just filming the meat patties. Just
Yeah, the sizzle of the meat.
I don't want any evidence that I was back.
Welcome to Wendy's.
Here's the thing.
Inside.
I kid you not. I tried to get a job. It was under a lady who did not graduate high school. She alluded to that during the interview. So I think that maybe it was like a shit job, guys. Anybody could do.
Wasn't
this
it
goddamn
Winco?
job. It was Winco.
Well, that's a good place to work, though.
I know it is a good, like, it's got some very good employee benefit. Not great pay at starting, but very
really?
good employee benefits. And so I was like, well, that'll be nice. And so I talked about how exciting it was that
See,
the
the
company was
problem
owned
with
by
that-
employees. I blew the fucking company.
the problem with that is again
Probably
you're
knew more about it
overqualified.
than she did.
Yeah, so you're overqualified, and they see you as a threat instead of help.
I would love to think that that's the reason. But no one's going to tell me, oh, this is why, because you said this or whatever. But I've never had a problem in interviews before in my life.
Take your degree off your resume and see how much success
I
you
don't
have.
know. I don't know if taking it off is a good idea.
Yeah, because like you want any kind of help you can get.
Yeah, I don't know though. Like it kind of
I
seems
can't
like
get
maybe.
a shit job, guys. I can't get a shit job. This is wrong.
Remember
Thanks,
Domino's?
Obama.
I'm sure if you went for actually you did go for a real job.
If I went for a real shit job, then I might. I don't know. I thought I would get it. Like I was like, "There's this will be nothing." I was very confident, very friendly during the interview.
Did you call him back and everything?
No, they emailed me the next day with the rejection.
Wow.
So I wait a day before I do the thank you or whatever. Because it doesn't look as desperate. Maybe that's a
Yeah.
problem. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't say so.
But I can't believe I didn't get the job. Like I told Schweiss the day before. I was like, if I don't get the job, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, my
Because
response
this job
was,
is such a shitty job that it's like they should just be willing to give this to anybody.
yeah, my response was just
And
don't
I've
shoot
had-
yourself through the cheek. You'll just end up losing teeth.
And I've had 3 years of experience in food production and 1 year of retail, and they just won't give it to me. I'm mad, to say the least.
Well, you're not dead, so.
But let's do happy things.
Not yet.
Let's do happy things and give some shit away.
Oh, you want to do that right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just might as well.
All right,
get
so
the job done.
remember, Joe and I both are offering up our copies of Horizon Zero Dawn because we only really need 2 amongst the clan members, if that.
Yeah, we probably really need 1. I'm already lending mine out though, my copy.
All right, that's fine. Caleb, I don't think you can be trusted any longer.
Fuck you. I'm gonna draw it anyway.
Fuck.
All right, you can both draw 1.
I guess there is 2.
We are doing
I guess
2
I'm just chump
polls this
change
month.
in this conversation.
You are. You don't have a job.
You are Trump change. You don't
Fuck
got
you,
fucking
Craig.
Trump change.
I'm gonna go to your job and take it over.
Good.
Can't
Do
move-
it.
Yeah, well, you have to have a job in Ogden. Oh, it's got to be in Ogden.
If I applied for your job, got the interview, and didn't get the job, I would kill you. Because it would be your fault.
Why would it be my
Why
fault?
would you actually put him on as like someone you know who works there?
Well, that is.
I'm an amazing worker.
Someone asked in
Just
the
so you
chat,
know.
Craig is Asian. No, he's just got really squinty fucking eyes. 'Cause he's
Yeah,
blind.
there may be some Asian in there. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah. Craig is like
boy.
white.
It's like it's only my eyes though. My eyes are Asian.
He's
just-
got really large
Anyway.
cheeks.
Yeah.
I drew a 5, by the way.
Okay. Cameron, what did you
Okay.
draw?
I drew a 4.
All right, guys, the winners of potentially a copy each of Horizon Zero Dawn. We have True Hoax and our good longtime friend, Caleb Douglas Hopkins. I win my own copy. So, Shori and True Hoax, winners this month.
Congratulations.
I am amazed. Troy, I don't understand how you haven't won yet when Richard has won like 4 times. But awesome.
Sorry,
Thank you.
Richard, not this time.
Yeah, no Horizon Zero Dawn, buddy. You're going to have to buy your own fucking copy. But
He
thank
said
you.
nicely.
Thank you all for your support. It's really great, and it's awesome that we're able to give away these more expensive games in addition to copies of games like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and of course we do have
man.
Joe's Final Fantasy 10.2.5.
Don't forget the
Japanese novella.
Armor Core for Answer plus $5.
Who could forget? Who could forget? That is a $20 piece right there. That game was way too fucking expensive. I was mad. Like the day I put that in, I was like, I paid way too much for this fucking game, man. Way too much. This is a $5 max.
You still think it's a great masterpiece there, Craig?
I never said it was a masterpiece. I just
I
didn't
still
think
had
you should have.
masterpiece.
I still had
That's
fun
what it is.
playing. I still had fun playing it. Like it wasn't a pain to play. It wasn't like extraordinary to play, but
And you may have fun picking a scab too, but doesn't mean it's a quality experience.
Yeah.
You don't know
Still
that.
hurts afterwards. But yes, guys, get a hold of us on Twitter, and we will get those mailed out to you. We have the list on the site, I believe. That plus Horizon Zero Dawn, if that's what you want, if you haven't picked it up yet. So,
Is that list on the site?
yeah, I put a forum post up, and I
Oh, it's
just
a
got
forum
in.
post. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thought it was one of the pages. I was like, you learned how to do that, Schwartz?
No, I wish I knew.
It's
But
very easy. I can show you later.
no, the only one I need to learn is really how to cross out things on Ultima. I know how to do it, but I don't know where the
It's HTML
page.
code, and it's really annoying. And
I
that's
don't know
why
where the
I
page
take
is.
Forever to do it.
you can Google.
No, I know how to do it because you just copy what's in the line above it that's crossed out. But I don't know where it's at on the fucking site. I spent like 10 minutes looking, and I'm like, hey, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm done. Joe knows where it is. I'll just have him do
Joe
it.
will get it done in 12 months.
Yeah, when we're like in season 5, we'll be caught up.
And we'll get all that crossed off. All right, let's. We got a trailer for Fable 2. Let's get started with this
Let's review.
this review. Snooze.
Welcome, child. Your story is waiting.
Fucking hate those little things.
The world that was has
I know, pick a
changed
number.
and grown.
1 through 5.
necessarily look anything like Fable.
No, it does. Just not the little.
No, it looks like way darker than Fable. What exactly in Fable was it made M game for?
Will you
Is it
follow
because you can bang?
Sex. It's the sex.
Sex and violence.
Sucks in your body.
Yeah, you can decapitate.
or corruption?
Sex doesn't
Choice
really
leads to a
happen,
different destiny.
Maybe not for you.
No, I made it happen.
The sex doesn't really happen, does it, guys?
Oh, your muscles are so big. That's what they fucking all say.
You piece of hero meat.
Yeah. That's disgusting.
All right, Cameron, start us off.
All right. So in looking up about Fable 2, unfortunately, I could not find too much about the development. But honestly, looking at the game, how much more developing did they need to do after Fable 1?
Let's do Fable 1 again, but with slightly better graphics and slightly worse gameplay.
All right. Spoilers.
So Fable 2, action role-playing video game by Lionhead Studios, published by Microsoft Game Studios.
Michael Fassbender Studios.
And before we get into too much of the design, I mean, a little bit of that just bled through right there. This game takes place in the Albion, 500 years after the original Fable. in a more of a colonial era. So you have highwaymen, you kind of have like an enlightenment type thing. Your guns are still primitive, but the
There were
castles.
guns in the first Fable?
No.
Okay.
No, there's just there wasn't any guns.
500 years ago,
Yeah.
they have not
They did
gotten
not
any better.
improve guns in any way?
Yeah.
No, so guns are primitive. They just had crossbows in the other one. And then the cities have developed into, just a bit larger, a little more developed, actual towns instead of, what you had in the first one. And in this game, one thing that happened that wasn't in the first one, you can choose to be either male or female.
Yep.
What happened?
Nothing. Just keep going.
Okay. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the story, a brief overview. If you wanted me to go a little more in depth on the story. Okay, I see now.
What?
You missed it, I guess. You just missed it.
You'll get it 5 seconds later.
So you start off, you get to pick whether or not you want to be the brother or sister. You're just urchins, basically, street urchins in the city of Bowerstone. Then you guys get a magic box, wish to be to go into the castle and live in the castle. Then you get called into the castle, and then there is Lucian, the guy who is the main evil dude in the show. He's like in the game.
Show? There's a show?
Yeah.
He invites you
HBO.
over. He knows you guys have hero blood in you, and then all of a sudden he decides to kill you because
You have the ability to stop him?
yeah, you have the ability to stop him. You have hero blood, but you're actually heroes as well. And so he kills, so depending on who you pick, either male or female, he kills the other one.
He kills both of you.
And he shoots you, and you fall seemingly to your death.
No,
But
dude, you totally died. There's no way anyone can fucking survive that.
if you
Shoots your guy.
if you look at
fall
the
through a
saving-
fucking window
if
outside
you
one of the tallest parts
read
of
the
the castle.
little hints during the save screens, it says heroes can survive falls that would shatter most people's bones. It says it.
But he's not a hero. He's a fucking child.
He is a hero.
It turns out heroes
because
can actually
hero
survive every single thing ever.
is like a type of human instead of a human being a hero.
I'm pretty sure that the witch lady just totally revives you.
No. The dog licks your fingers and you come to, and
Maybe the dog is magic.
and the witch lady. Well, he is fucking magic.
It would make
because
more sense than if you just survive being shot and then falling out a castle.
You know,
window.
by the end of the game, you know how old that fucking dog is? The dog is over 30 at the end of the game. Just so you know. But besides the point.
Oh man, he's probably gonna die after I saved him.
Way to be an asshole.
He's only got a few days left.
So you find the stray dog that we're talking about, and he becomes your companion throughout the rest of the game, and then you grow up to be like 20 years old, and the dog is still your companion. Then 10 years later, he's still there. Okay, so anyways, you get nursed back to health, and then you go back into the city of Bowerstone, and your kind of goal is to help the blind witch lady bring the heroes back to stop Lucian from using the spire to change the world to his will, basically just changing everything and erasing what was the past. And your quest is to stop him. You find three other heroes, the ones who embody will, strength, and skill, and the three of you all unite
Hell yeah.
to take
four?
out
4 of you.
to take out Lucian and the Spire and his evilness. So, just a brief overview of the
Yep.
story. The dog.
That was good, Cameron.
The dog is
enough.
really old.
You're good.
Dog is over 30-something years old.
Yeah. Tremendously old.
The eternal
It had a
dog.
very similar structure to the first Fable, including an arena-ish sequence like the first one had.
Yep. There's
Yeah,
the
with
fucking,
a
You, of
jail
course,
sequence.
Start as a
following.
kid. Your sister is gone. She's gone in a different way in the first one.
See, it could be your brother.
and
if
then
pick the
you
woman.
eventually have to find and destroy that bad guy. Of course, the first Fable goes on from there, but this one there isn't an expansion like the first one had. It's that I know of. I
there's a
guess.
DLC.
There are
for it.
DLCs.
There's
Oh, are there?
DLCs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're just downloadable. You
I
don't
don't
buy
have
them.
them. Yeah,
straight
it's not
up.
quite the same.
Okay. Because there was like straight up packaging with lost chapters and Fable.
Yeah, I don't.
so-
Not that I've seen. I think you
Okay.
buy it on Xbox
All
Live.
right, I didn't
so-
know about DLCs, but
Yeah.
that makes sense. I thought the story was okay. Thing is, it does have the same structure as the first one, and so you can't help but compare the two. And in which case, oh my God, sorry, Schweiss just had a.
Schweiss just fell in his chair because he broke his chair. And if you lean too far back, you just fucking go down.
Oh man, that's too bad I didn't have the camera panned for that. Damn it.
Man, it lives. Oh, shit.
Breaking again.
I can lean to the left.
Oh Jesus! I hope some people saw it. All right.
Probably some of it.
So the story of Fable 2 is like a pale comparison to Fable 1. There's some cool, mysterious stuff like with the magic box and whatever, and I'm glad that came in later on. But it basically had the same structure as the first Fable without having a good emotional tie that held you through like the first Fable did, where you were trying to find your sister.
Yeah.
In the first Fable. In the second one, it's like, oh, your sister's definitely dead. And eventually you'll have to kill the bad guy. And it's like, oh, okay. And you meet the heroes, and they're great characters. And that's probably the best part about the second Fable is the characters in them.
Yeah.
And then the ending is, because the boss fight is not really a boss fight at the end, it is
Don't get me started
pretty
on that.
anticlimactic. Whatever thing that it had going for it in the story to bring you up to that
I
point.
was pumped to fight a
not
fucking
great.
boss and not just this is Sparta him off the fucking spire. That's I didn't want to do
But
that.
I did love the characters, like all three of the heroes, especially the last guy.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
great.
you would identify with him the most.
He is so great, and he made me laugh. And that was something that I brought up with Caleb Schweiss. We've been playing Final Fantasy XIV since the beginning of time, so I'll often like return to Final Fantasy XIV for the other show, and I'll be playing it, and we'll get to cutscenes that are like 20 minutes long, and everybody talks the same, and that's just how it is in 14. It's just really a grind to do the cutscenes. And in Fable, there's not really cutscenes in Fable 2. There were in Fable 1. Fable 2, you stand around like it's a Half-Life game, and everybody just talks around you for the
Yeah.
most part.
And sometimes it asks for your
But
interaction.
I would just, and you could skip those very easily. In fact, it's like flashing at you, hey, skip this now, please.
Get out.
But
We
I'm
don't
like,
even
no,
want this.
I'm going to enjoy this because I really liked the characters and all the side characters in the game, and I was really enjoying myself. So I think the characters are still great, and that was something that was in the first Fable as well, really great characters. But they might even be better in the second game, but story-wise, I don't think it was as strong as the first game. It's still okay, but it's I don't
Well, when
think
you
it's
say
great.
characters are part of the story grade then as well?
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some people separate characters and story. When I'm saying story right now, I mean like the whole structure of the plot versus...
Yeah. It was pretty simplistic
Yeah.
and not as good, honestly.
Yeah.
I agree. But
So, what do you guys think?
ain't my review.
There was I mean
You
everyone
get your second opinions.
It just feels like you have this journey where you're finding these three individuals to help you take down the big evil in the land, and you really just scrape the surface on each character you come across. Like they're just all, I mean, I guess they're all three parts of the whole that is you, but they're one thing and that's it. So the strong person's kind of dumb, the will person's kind of snobby, and then the skillful person, he's I guess just an asshole.
I love him. I
Yeah.
love him so much.
He was pretty great.
He's skilled
He
as
was
douche.
he was the comedic relief too.
And also the world building side characters I love too, like the person who does the statue for you. Basically,
Yeah.
every quest had some like kind of really great character, and it's just I
I mean,
fucking love it
everything
so much.
was like all the side quests, and everything is just to help you realize everything you do has an effect in time. So if you go do a quest in a city, you invest in a city, then later it becomes this, this better town. It used to be the shithole, but now it's a good town because you invested 5,000 gold into it. But yeah, and so everything, all the side quests, it goes to develop the land around you, and you kind of help shape that. So that part of it was really cool.
Second opinion, dudes, because you both played this game,
Yep,
even
we
though it's
did.
mine and Cameron's review.
Yeah, the story was kind of lackluster for me. I mean, there was like,
And you never played Fable 1.
I never played Fable
So you got
1,
nothing to
so
compare it to.
I don't have really anything to compare it to. And this is like a fairly unique RPG since, I haven't played the first Fable. But for the story, it just didn't seem like there were many opportunities to really choose between like the good and evil. There was like occasional options, like when you meet that final hero, he like sends you to like this cave thing to deliver like this talisman or whatever.
So you're saying the good and evil is a waste.
Yeah, in a way, because basically there's not really any choices to be made except for like basically that last part.
Yep.
And then the only ways to either be good is to just be nice to everybody
Yep.
and then do emotes
Yep.
to people that like gain
you could-
goodwill,
you could
and then the
donate
other
money to
way
the
is to
campaign.
just fucking kill people.
I like how farting went from an evil thing in the first Fable to now a good thing.
yeah, people laugh at it.
Yeah.
And like if they
It's certain-
really
it's
like it,
evil
it's a
finally
good
the
respect
thing.
I deserve.
I wanted to try it out because certain emotes you can hold it for a greater effect. So you could hold down an emote and do the arm pup thing, and you have to time it to release it just right, and everyone just loves it. I wanted to do the fart one. I
Dude,
forgot to do that.
There's a
It's long.
there's like a come home with me emote
Yeah,
that you can
yeah,
do that like
yeah.
guarantees banging if
Yeah.
you like do it
Oh,
right.
I know.
I tried it
As long
today.
as
it
the
didn't
as
work.
the woman is unchaste, you can do it without marriage.
Yeah, if they're
But if they
unchaste or
require if
raunchy,
they require marriage, then you have to marry him first, and then
Yeah.
and then you can do it.
Too much
they have
work.
their standards, Cameron.
they have their standards and their STDs.
Standards are meant to be broken.
Lol.
But yeah, like as far as story, it kind of wasn't anything there. I mean, it's like, oh, there's a bad guy who has kind of an interesting reason for being evil, because he like wants his family back, but also he's like, I'm just gonna make the world perfect in this way, and
Yeah.
you shouldn't try to stop me. But he's
Yeah.
like doing it in a super evil way, which is really weird.
I think you're totally right. Mostly, I want to get back to the good and evil thing, because in the good and evil stuff in the first Fable is very important.
Yep.
So you have the entire plot, because obviously they made up for the first Fable. As far as I know, they made up like the good and evil alignment thing. Like they were really like jizzing all over their new idea.
Yeah.
And so like the whole entire first game story is like, oh, you could kill this person or you can let them live, and then it actually changes things later
Yeah.
on, including how the game ends at
Yeah,
the end of
yeah.
at the end of Lost Chapters. But in this game, you have that same mechanic, and it changes how your character looks. And I'm sure it changes. I didn't get into it enough, unfortunately. I just didn't have time. I'm sure it changes your alignment with like demon doors and shit.
And no,
But-
the demon doors like only require you to do certain tasks.
Oh.
So
Okay.
like
There are some
well,
demon
there was
doors
one
in the
where you
first
have to
one
kick
where-
a chicken into the door and he eats it, and like that's
Oh,
one
yeah,
of them.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
so like it's just stuff like that. And another one is doing emotes with your dog, and like as
Oh,
far
yeah.
as I know, there's
You can
no
make your dog go
alignment
pee on
ones.
someone.
But
And there are things like in the first one you would get so evil you would be able to get this sword or whatever
Yeah.
through going through this demon door, or you can kill your sister at one point in the first game if
Yeah.
you want, if you so desire. When you meet up with her again, you can kill her.
Yep.
And you will get the best weapon in the game. And so like it matters in the first one, and you're right. They keep the
really
mechanic
matters,
because
yeah.
it's Fable. You
Yeah.
need to keep that mechanic.
yeah,
But it doesn't
It takes
really
a back
affect
seat. Yeah, it takes a
the
back seat
plot.
too.
And
It's-
there's a
this
new
feels
alignment.
like-
It's not just good and evil. It's corrupt and what's the opposite
and
of corrupt?
pure.
Yeah.
yeah, purity.
Because of the prison sequence, I said, "Fuck it, I'm going 100% evil," and I started killing random people when I got back into town. By the way,
You can learn a
and I was
forgiveness.
I was like blackened,
Emote.
like it's like an ashy looking skin. And like red beaming eyes with devil horns by the end,
Nice.
and I
That's
was
awesome.
And also, my guy got really fat, so it was like Caleb Craig
I like how you use them as your.
got like rolled around in an old fireplace, and then added
Horns.
some little horns, and it's great.
Yeah, the only time that I killed a person was during that ridiculous the Church of Toby quest. The one that you were doing where you have to go gather like the food items You remember
I
that
don't
one?
think I did that one.
You did that one.
I
I
did
was
that
like,
one?
yeah, we were in a party chat when you were doing that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And it's like, because like it was scare him off or kill him, and I did the thing to like scare him off, and he was like at max fear, and it's like he didn't fucking go away. So I was like, what the shit? So I like had to kill him, and then literally everybody who saw me kill him was like, we're gonna get you for that, and I was like, damn you people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why you had to kill your wife.
I'll share my prostitute stories soon.
Yeah, I thought the story was okay in this game. I mean, it almost the issue with the will is kind of the problem I have with Final Fantasy 15's illusion of choice, where it's like, okay, you can, there are 4 options here to choose from, but one of them will give you a game over, and the other 2 will make you do the one that's right, and of course the correct one will continue the story as is. There's not really much to Fable 2's good and evil, and I did play good for almost the entire game. And then I was trying to get my renown up to continue the story at that one part. And one of the quests I had unlocked was to join the Dark Brotherhood thing or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't. I ignored that one.
And I ate the chicks. You have to like snack on little baby chickens in front of this guy. Yeah, and he's like, "Oh my god, that's so fucked up." And like I did that, and so I got a bunch of evil from that. But then the rest of the game, I was just good. And I was good, but I was an asshole because I was charging people too much rent. So like they got pissed.
You can like fix that by like dancing in front of them.
Yeah,
It's true. It's true.
It's like because the anger that they have, like it goes down by like 4, and then you dance, and it goes back up by like 5, and you're like, okay,
Hey, look,
well, that
man,
fixed
that's the kind of change dancing can make in this world.
Yeah, that's why Footloose is such an important film.
So it's a documentary almost.
Yeah.
Dancing to change the world.
We should put it into the Congressional Library, honestly.
Anyway, the story is simple enough, I don't know. I loved the characters though, even though the story was kind of lackluster. I think the story is like an average kind of video game story. But I'll boost my score up to a 7 because I fucking love the asshole character so much.
He was pretty great. He just like killing people for like not doing his his bust right.
Well, no, he killed the photographer because it was the same thing when you got your picture taken. It takes 3 months to get the fucking film developed.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but there was
right,
like
I'll
two.
have it to you in
There was
3
like
months.
there was like a painting. I think was the first one, and then he was working on a
Did he kill-
sculpture.
did he kill both
and then
those
a
guys too?
Yeah.
Oh.
and then a
skipped
picture.
that.
He's like, "Is that what you think my hips look like?" And then he like fucking kills him as soon as you leave.
Cameron?
I was gonna give the story a 7.
Okay. You were going to,
Yes.
but then didn't want to be trendy.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna stick with the 7 because that's
Okay.
what I came up with first.
All right.
Yeah. What would you give if you?
I don't know. For mine, because the story is kind of empty. The characters were pretty great, but like it doesn't have the focus on the alignment that I thought it would have. Because like I played games where like that matters, like with like Infamous, where like it gives you many choices throughout the story about whether you're or not you're going
I
to be
think the
good
biggest
and evil.
thing in this one, if people like you or don't like you, is they'll give you gifts so they like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also give you gifts if they fear you, which is the evil part.
Really?
Yeah, because
Are
they'll
they
give you
different types of gifts?
they'll give you gifts just to stay away from them. That's basically what it is.
Nice.
It's like the
Come
evil
close
gift.
to stay away.
You can like see on like their alignment thing where the gift is, and if you're like a douche, then it goes like the opposite way, and then they'll give you the present at that point.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but like I mean the story like, and then it drags when you have to like go get more renown for that
Yeah.
last hero. It does give you the 2 like missions. They give you like a fuckload of renown. Like there's one mission where you have to go gather the fucking treasure.
Yeah, I did
and it
that
gives you
one.
like 7,500 renown, which is like basically all I needed.
Oh, the pirate one?
Yeah, and that one is a fucking annoying as shit quest,
it
but
was
you
kind of
basically have to do it because that's more renowned than anything else in the game.
Did you do the one where the farmer's son is gay? Did you guys do that one?
I did not.
That was kind of funny. He was trying to get his son to marry, and like he was like trying to find out how to tell his dad he was gay. And like you eventually just like find some dude for him. You go like shopping for dudes around town, like showing people pictures of this guy.
That's
He's like, yeah,
hilarious.
not my type. I don't swing that way, and like all this shit. So found out some old guy.
Did
It's
you
funny.
did you partake?
In the gay?
Yeah.
I did on accident. Dude.
How do you on accident?
Hey,
Oh, let me do the come hither face in that stupid fucking bed all on fucking accident.
Dude.
Several chances to fucking eject.
There's a trophy or an achievement for having at least a three-way, and I did it with 2 other men. And it was a complete fucking accident.
How can a three-way be an accident?
Because I had like
put your cock in his
I-
he fell on top.
I did the thing to a bunch of people.
Why were we naked?
And all of them followed me in, right, to the room. But only the 2 dudes had sex with me. It was hilarious. I was really laughing at that.
Oh yeah, right. It was all an accident. Sure.
Everyone else was just watching. I'm like, is this all right?
Did you need to put on a condom?
No, I didn't wear condoms. Condoms are for losers.
Did it give you an option?
Yeah, I did. I said no.
Like, why would it give you an option if it
Dude,
was just for dudes?
STDs is
You still
why.
get. That's,
What
you
if the
still-
dude? What if like they programmed one dude in the entire game that gets pregnant?
Oh my god.
pregnant man gives birth? That's a fact.
I bet the only person who would find that out is someone who like decided they were going to have sex with every single person they could in the game.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
You have to marry every marryable NPC.
Yeah, I
There's
I
enough
fucked a
houses.
lot of people that
Yeah.
I was not married to. I fucked a lot of people in that game.
What if you had a child with every single NPC that could have a child?
That'd be crazy. I did have like 4 kids. They're all dead by the end though, because they
Yeah.
killed every fucking family member
Yep.
I had.
Yep.
I made more, but that's the nice thing about kids. You can always make more if you're a dude. Unless you're sterile, I guess.
It's true.
Yeah, there's like a dude in India who was like 90 something, and he had a kid just barely. Like, it's fucking nuts. Yeah, this shit lasts.
Yeah, that is fucking nuts. Yeah.
It is, yeah. Kid's fine.
Greg, what is your score for story?
A 6.
6. All right.
Oh, you're gonna get Twitter fucked.
You're not going to get Twitter fucked.
No, dude, I think that's a fair score for it. I mean, like, it's kind of empty, and like basically all the points for it is for the characters because they didn't focus on the alignment like I thought they would, and then like there are definitely parts in the story where it drags, where you have to go do certain
I didn't
things
think it
in order to
dragged to
continue
those
the
parts.
story.
I enjoy doing the quest.
Like, you know nothing about the person who moves the story along. That lady, the blind lady. Like, know nothing about her, and you're just doing everything she tells you to do.
Yeah, I would give it a 7 as well. I thought it was fine. I never felt like the game was like a drag to get through. I was always enjoying my time in there, and I feel like the story plays a
Well,
part in that.
It
so.
wasn't a drag because there wasn't a long enough story for it to be a drag.
That's true, yeah. Very short game. And I mean, for God's sake, in the stats, they measure the time played in seconds.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's going to be a short game. You've played for 10,000 seconds. I'm like, oh, that seems like a lot. Oh, it's 5 hours. Well, don't quote me on that, but yes, not a long game, so I feel you there.
Nope.
So gameplay is the next big section. Gameplay, it's pretty close to the first game.
Simplified Fable 1.
Yes, it is a simplified Fable 1, but like the questing is all pretty much the same. You get to meet the characters, have their little story. They have you do this one like mission for them, and it's usually like very comedy routine.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy.
A lot of comedy stuff in the game, and that's what mostly what the game kind of centers around.
The
is
game doesn't
having
take itself seriously.
fun.
So,
Yeah.
And then the combat system, you got a few things. So first of all, you're like, you got regular like health, but this time you don't have magic, which is really weird.
Nope.
There's no magic bar. You just have spells, but you can only do one spell at a time, which is
no,
different.
well, so one thing about the will spells that I liked, I don't know if it was in the first one, but you could stack spells, meaning if you press this will button, you can do one spell. If you hold it down, you could do a completely different
I hated that.
spell. And so what I would do,
hated that so much.
I would tap the will spell to do my lightning one, and I'd hold it medium link to do, my area effect lightning one, but I would hold it down for a long time to do my raise the dead spell. And for me, that was a quick way to get to which spell you wanted.
I think Caleb's about to go full Craig on us, but
Not really. I just really didn't like that aspect.
all right.
Okay. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. I fucked up. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
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 Wow.
Sorry, guys. The episode stands still for a second. Yeah, so the will system was a little weird in this game compared to the first one. So let me explain the first one for you, Caleb Craig. The first one, you had physical attacks, which you would do with the regular 4 buttons. Only one of them would be a bow and arrow, or you would have a switch weapon, and then you would be able to pull back on the bow and arrow and shoot it and aim it, and then you would have the sword. And then for will, you would have the one other button be the will button, but you would use the triggers, or excuse me, you wouldn't do that for the, sorry. You would use the triggers to, it would then pop up like 4 different spells that you could use that you would go into the menu and change what those spells would be, and then you would just automatically use that spell. And then if you leveled up the spell, it would just be a stronger.
So basically,
spell.
your 4
You wouldn't
buttons
have to hold it down
have their own
forever.
actions, but then if you hold down another button, it changes those actions those buttons do.
In this game, it said, fuck that. We're going to do 3 different buttons, and one's going to be the sword, one's going to be the ranged weapon, and then one's going to be the magic, which you will have set for yourself.
And then a long hold on each of them changes the action it does.
So it took Fable 1's combat, and it made it super simple.
Yep.
And here's the problem. I loved Fable 1's combat. I thought it was beautiful
better.
and
It was
fluid.
fun.
And in this time around, it was simplified. You couldn't do all the things that you could straight off the bat in Fable 1 with like the dodging or the you could chop
it
down
took
someone's
forever to be able to dodge
thing.
and shit. Yeah.
You would have to level up in order to do that, and it wouldn't really like when you leveled up in the first Fable for strength and stuff. All it would do is increase your damage.
Yeah,
And which was nice.
The gameplay just makes it feel like they wanted to start. They started with the outline. Oh fuck, we have to make it a different game, but the deadline's coming, so they're just like, oh, let's do that. Okay, Kurt. A little rush there, and then the development of it is what it feels like. But
Yeah, it's a simpler version of Fable. It's weird that they went simpler.
Yeah, it is.
It's a simpler version of the first very simple game.
yep, simpler story.
But
Simpler gameplay.
it's still focused on quests, and that was a lot of fun. And
What'd you think about the lack of a map so much as a gold road?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
The
Because that
fairy
was something.
trail.
Yeah,
as
the
Game
fairy
Cam called
trail.
it.
Yeah.
The fairy trail.
I thought that was a weird change. I mean, in Fable 1, we just had a little
And
icon on
sometimes
the
you
map,
run too
didn't you?
fast for the fairy trail
Yeah,
to load.
compass.
On the first
never
one,
had
you
that
did
problem.
have a
I did.
map on straight up on the HUD, and then you would just have the point that you knew you needed to get to, and that
Yeah.
was it. And
Yeah,
you would
but-
explore past that.
Yeah, and this
This
one,
game, it's like, don't explore except when your dog barks.
Yeah.
And so you would have to
Which
go.
was a cool mechanic.
That was the biggest added mechanic in this game.
Yeah, the dog was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Having him dig up treasure for you.
having to fucking heal him all the time. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I never
that's
really had
good.
to heal my dog.
He kept getting in the way of the fucking everything.
Yeah.
He kept practicing for his final moment. Is what he
I
was
kept
doing.
finding combat boosters for the dog, so he never.
Oh, I know.
got
I have
hurt.
not. I did not.
Greg's
find a
is just
single
like
thing for
running
a dog.
along the treetops like a ninja dog. Shurikens
Yeah, dude, he was
flying
a
out.
fucking beast.
And then-
my
and then-
dog was taking people out
then
faster than I was. Half
My
the
dog
time.
at the end with the great shard, how it does its Uber shot. He just stands in the red light, just looking at me like.
Deer in the headlights.
Get out, you retard!
Over again, just standing there
I
with his
didn't
mouth
have that
agape.
many problems with my
I didn't
dog.
either, dude.
Yeah.
I will say Fable 1 had better graphics, although I did play the remaster on the...
Okay, all right. Well, I was
You
like, what
can't
the
say that,
fuck
Ben.
are you talking
Substantially
about?
better
All right.
Fable 1 graphics.
Oh man.
So the biggest added mechanic, I mean, they obviously tweaked things and simplified things for Fable 2 as opposed to Fable 1, but then they added the treasure chest chasing dog, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we've been talking about. So,
He'd also warn you when enemies are nearby, too.
Yeah, he would,
Yeah.
he would bark at everything. He's just barking the whole time.
and then he'll like at the end, and you ignore the side quest that he wants you to go on. He'll just keep barking because he wants you to.
I
take
think
the
my
side
dog
quest.
was more of an annoyance because he was trying to tell me where all this cool stuff is, but I was just like, I gotta beat the fucking game, dog. Get out of the way.
Shut up!
I
I'm on a
treated my dog
deadline.
well. I gave him love
I gave my
after
dog
he found
praise.
treasure
I threw
every
his,
time.
I threw his little rubber ball, but there's got to be a point where I'm like, it's 2 a.m, dog. I can't go over there.
Oh, on top of it, the real estate has been changed from
Oh,
Fable
yeah.
1 into Fable 2. So in Fable 2, almost every house is for sale. And
Right.
every business
I
is for sale.
love that.
Yes,
Then they go into it,
quite
right?
enjoyed that.
Yeah, the game it does that, and then it also sorry,
somebody-
it also sets up the real estate in a way that you don't have to go to the house to pick up the assets.
Yeah, which you did have to do in the first game.
yeah, it just auto deposits
guess-
to
Yeah,
your character.
Definitely that.
For the time period is more correct to have to go and collect the
It
rent.
is, yeah.
Or you can just
But-
say, hey, drop your rent off at the bank, and I'll
Yeah.
go check it out.
Well, I'm glad that I don't have to fucking go around
Dude, can you
every
imagine?
goddamn house
You
to
own
get the
every single house in the game.
That's how it was.
If you own every single house in the game, you have to stop at every single fucking house to pick it up.
I would hate
I
that.
would much like if
There
they
weren't
didn't,
that many houses for sale.
Not
or
in
for
Fable,
rent
and not in
Yeah.
the original Fable, yeah.
if they had like a mechanic where they added like a bank thing and
Dude,
everybody put it in the
it's
bank
the
and you had to go
colonial
buy the
era.
bank and gather the money, that would
There's
be okay. I wouldn't
marketplace.
mind
I
that.
mean, there's a marketplace. Just make one of the bank. You buy the bank, so you own that too, and then just walk up to it and collect your change.
dude, I loved getting money like every 5 minutes though.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like
Yeah.
every 5 minutes, like 10,000.
I think my
gold would
first
pop, and I
wife-
was like, yes.
Then I purchased the house to set a budget for the household. I'm like, I just set it to like 500, and I'm like, whatever. And so I'd get a deposit of like 2,000, and it just minus 500 right after.
Dude,
Wow,
they tell
I
you.
gave her the exact amount she wanted.
I
Yeah,
did
dude.
50
Like,
bucks.
like my wife was like, I only need 25, and I was like giving her 45, and she's like, why don't you give me enough money? And I was like, fuck you.
And then he killed her. And then he killed her.
No, I didn't kill her.
I
She-
killed
she
my
died.
wife, and this was another great part of gameplay. So it's a very open game. It's much like the first one. The good and evil thing, of course, is a lot of people treat you differently because of it.
Yeah.
If you steal, people will attack you. If you steal
Well,
out of
only in
someone's
that
house.
one town.
Which is interesting because, like, in most RPGs, you can just sift through someone's house and just steal shit constantly.
Not
and
in the
no
not in
no
the,
one cares.
Not in Skyrim or sorry.
So
the
Well, you can
Elder
look at
Scrolls.
what they have. though.
Yeah.
The Western RPGs don't look at stealing quite the same way as the
Anyway.
Easterns. They are okay with it.
Anyway, so it's great that's an aspect of the game, and it's like more human that way. But let me tell you something that's not more human. So there was this prostitute, and by the way, you can't have sex and have prostitutes.
Hell
and
yeah.
Yada yada yada.
Get
It's-
STDs.
I want to own a fucking brothel
yeah.
in that game, and then it won't let you.
They're all private
There
contractors.
is a male
I know.
prostitute that is the most disgusting specimen I've ever seen, as well. Which I did not have. I did not have this sex with any men in this game, but there was a prostitute, and I had sex with a prostitute because I just was like, yeah, let's have sex with the prostitute in the game.
Yeah, I'll fuck you.
And we slept in someone else's house.
Classy.
And then I asked her to marry me, and she married me. And we were married, and it was great. And then I stole in front of her in the same room, like an apple out of someone's shelf. And then she turned on me and pointed a fucking gun at me and started shooting me. Now, I understand that stealing is wrong, and your spouse may not approve of you stealing an apple from someone's drawer. But what fucking psychopath would then turn on you with a gun just because of that? So she
Put down the launch codes.
let
Put
me-
them
yeah,
down.
she was not a good partner for me, so I sliced her fucking face off. Anyway, so that's what happened. That was one of my wives. I only had 2 wives in the whole game. I got one from the Gypsy Village because I knew like real estate would be really cheap.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to waste money on, family when I could be getting in money. So I was like, okay, the cheapest real estate in the game is Gypsy Village. I'm going to marry someone in the Gypsy Village and call that the house on the very top, my home.
King of the Gypsies.
King of the Gypsies. That's right. Hell yeah, dude. And I love that stuff. I love that kind of stuff in these games. And the game is so fun. Not necessarily the combat, because the combat's super simple and but it's fun enough. I think to me the combat is, but the other things, the house renting and the relationships with people and getting your fame up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is where like the strength in Fable lies.
I love that there was never really a desperate need for gold.
Yeah.
Like you could easily get gold by like having houses, or like there were jobs you could do that give you like a ton of gold if you need like a little extra boost.
Like I
and
said,
that's something like that other RPGs do not do.
I
Like,
spent 4 hours the first day just working for gold and did not need to really focus on gold the rest of the game.
yeah, like
same.
Skyrim, there are weapons that cost like just thousands of gold for you to like get because they have a slight enchantment on them, and there's no way you're gonna be able to get that much gold. Just fucking no way. And it's like,
No way.
yeah, you can like buy houses and shit, but then those houses are just yours. You can't rent them out or
Yep.
anything, which would be amazing. But like that, and there's just no gold getting in those games, like at all, or any like really any other RPGs. And I enjoyed
Can
being
you
able
see
to buy
why
that stuff.
whenever people talked about the things they could do in Skyrim, I was like, that's in Fable. Like an entire like when Skyrim was getting
Elder
big, I was
Scrolls
like,
came first.
oh,
So
I'm not saying Elder Scrolls. I didn't know about the previous ones, but every time I would be like, "Well, you can do that in Fable. You can do that in Fable." You can
Yeah.
do that. And now I'm hearing there's more restrictions than even Fable had.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
weird. I fucking played Fable, and like this is my first time playing a Fable game, and I was like, God, I wish I could do this in fucking Elder Scrolls.
I wish I could buy property and rent it out without having to download a fucking mod.
Yeah.
Well, that and then having like your own children, like you have to fucking adopt in Skyrim. It's like
Yeah.
everyone is
you can
sterile.
marry. You can marry in Skyrim, but yeah, there's no kids coming out of you.
Yeah, I used to always think Fable was like a poor man's Elder Scrolls game, and it is in a lot of ways. The combat is nowhere
well, when
near.
did Oblivion come out?
Oblivion came out
2008.
after
Okay.
Fable
2008. I thought
Fable
it was
1 was 2004.
It could have been
Yeah.
Fallout
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
that
but-
was 2008.
When was
Morrowind
Morrowind?
was, I think Morrowind was like 05 or something. But that's the
was
third
I
game.
think Morrowind was 04.
Morrowind was the third game in the
So
series.
So it came out the same year.
Because
as Fable.
Morrowind was on the Xbox.
Oblivion's
Yeah.
2006.
I'm seeing who did it first.
Well,
As
you
far
gotta
as AAA
realize
titles are
There's
concerned.
there's also Hammerfell and Arena.
Oblivion
Yeah,
was 2006.
I doubt
so.
you can do as much in those games. Maybe you can.
Probably can.
But and I do wish there was like a hybrid of them because renting out places is way too
yeah,
fun.
dude, that was
too.
that was basically my favorite aspect.
I was
of the
logging in
game. It
doing
was like,
dailies basically. I was
Yeah,
logging in
yeah.
to go buy
I
more
was-
houses and then turning the Xbox off.
Yeah,
I had
because of
already
my
beaten the game.
schedule, I get off at like 2:00 in the morning, and so it, like as soon as I wake up, I'd like log into like Fable, get the gold.
How much gold
And
did
then
I
like
get?
yeah, then I'd get like a shitload. Then I go buy a bunch of places, and then I'd be like, when I get home from work at like 2:00 in the morning, and like log in again because it's been like 12 hours, and I'm like, then I go buy more shit.
Yeah, it's way
I just
fun.
did that over and over, and I got like
Morrowind
so many places.
Is 2002.
2002. Okay,
So it
I
was
was
2
2
years
years off.
before.
Yeah.
I don't know what if all that stuff is in Morrowind.
Apparently, you can do all around the same amount of stuff in Morrowind
Okay,
as
well
Oblivion.
then I guess
so
Morrowind did it first, but like the big
A lot of
thing,
stuff.
the big thing that the first Fable was selling was the good and evil thing. Which
Yeah.
In this game, it's sad.
I
because
don't-
It's like not a big part of it.
yeah, they
but-
don't do the good and evil thing in many
Yeah.
games, and when they do it and they do it well, it's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. I suggest checking out the first Fable.
I'll
first
have to.
Fable-
I'll probably play the remaster that
You can't
Caleb
become
played.
a real estate mogul in the first Fable, but it's a better. Well,
It's not as good.
It's not as. It's,
The-
the,
the
second
real
one
estate
sounds
is
good, but
not
yeah.
as good. Guys, I'm gonna give gameplay. Now, I believe I gave the first game a 9 on gameplay. I'm gonna give the second one an 8 on gameplay because it pretty much has everything that the first one
dumbed
has.
down.
But then the dumbed down part pissed me off.
You gave them both 8.
Oh, did I give him 8?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give.
I was
it
gonna give it
7.
a 6 personally.
I'm gonna give gameplay a 7 then.
I'm gonna give it a 6. Is what I'm gonna do.
You're
give it
gonna
a 6?
intentionally give it lower than Fable 1.
No.
I just to me it's like the same
Well,
as Fable
he
1,
is,
but like a
but-
point lower. So
Well, you did too.
yeah.
You give Fable 1 an 8 on gameplay.
I don't
Well,
think
it's
I
a
would
better
gi-
gameplay.
I
oriented
agree. I'm
game.
just saying. You said no when I said that shit.
Well, I didn't intentionally do it. I
Oh,
had this number
okay,
in my
okay.
mind. I had
Alright.
6 in mind when I was talking about it. I mean, yeah, there's nothing like the game. If you wanted to fucking aim with your rifle, you have to hold down the gun button, and then you go into aim mode where
Yeah.
you can then aim it.
Oh, the
And then-
range.
yeah,
dude,
shooting
the
range
ranging-
was a nightmare.
Yeah, that thing was fucking bullshit.
especially
like-
if you have a crossbow. It's awful.
And so I'm
I
sitting
would
there,
never-
I'm sitting
I
there
do- I've
trying
never
to aim,
used a crossbow.
and then,
It's
and
like
then when
guns are
you
gonna be
let
way
go,
easier.
that's when you that's when it fires. is
And
when
then
you
it lets go, and then he like
And you have to
holsters.
hold it again.
It's dude.
Dude, that you have no idea how much that shit me off the last part.
I do.
We're supposed to try to trying to take down the Great Shard, and so you're holding it down to aim, and you fucking shoot it in the middle because you're let
Dude,
go
that's
too
why I
fast.
use spells for that fucker.
Ugh.
Yeah, I use spells as well.
Except
I didn't
my
even think about using my
flintlock,
range or-
my
I used
flintlock
it.
did 100 damage, so that's why I did because it had more.
Mine was pretty good
I
too.
didn't really invest too much
didn't
into my
use it.
will, so that's
yeah,
why.
I had a little pirate's pistol that I found somewhere.
I
was
kept
fast.
getting like will potions that gave me like a fuck ton of experience for the will section. And
I
so I just bought like
basically
a fuck ton of
put
spells.
all of my will experience into Raised Dead because it was such a good distraction.
It was
Dude,
pretty
if you
good.
if you put a point, if you get like level up each one, it expands your will knowledge and makes it so spells charge faster. And shit.
Oh well, I didn't do that. I
They
just
make it better.
threw it all into
They make
fucking-
it better if you like go into will more.
What would you guys give gameplay?
I'd probably give it a 7. I mean, I liked a lot of the aspects, like being able to buy houses and shit. Like the spells were kind of cool, but I didn't like the way that you had to like stack them and then charge them and then choose which spell you were using.
The stacking
like
thing for me made it okay to use.
Dude, I didn't like it. I wanted to be able to hold the spell until like the last second, and then everybody just like fucking dies because they're surrounding me. And
I
you
was
can't
doing
you
that.
can't do that when you have the stacked spells.
Then
unless,
unstack them.
But that's retarded. It's like, well, you have a bunch of spells that you can
slot
use
the spell
if you
slots
need
you
them.
wanna use.
But it's like, but then you have to go into the menu, unslot them so you can do this one part. I'm like, dude, it's too much work for little payoff. And I did not like the charging of it. I did like that you can like slow down time for like some sweet
So, I guess the
murderous
reason why-
rampages.
For me, I just used just the one spell, and I didn't really care about it other than that. So that's probably why I had a different experience with it. Because my whole goal was just to create distraction.
Like there was some really unique spells in there, like the slow down time, the chaos one that can like either make people fall in love with you or like just be afraid of you. Or, like,
Apparently,
whatever.
if you use the chaos spells, sometimes bandits will just start scrubbing the floor. In the middle of a fight, there's like...
That's great.
That's pretty good.
I should probably spend more time with the spells, but for me, created the 3 Raised Dead, the 3 little fiends that come from that, and then everyone will focus on them. Even if you're in the middle of a fight with a guy, you quickly do the spell, then he turns away from you to go fight the things you just summoned instead of fighting you. So, it was a great distraction.
Yeah.
I also didn't really care for like the little bosses that come up, like the trolls and the banshees. Like they're just
Oh, the Banshees I took care of in
Dude,
one.
Oh,
Banshees
I know.
are
Like, I did
super
too, and
easy.
that's like the combat is too
Too watered down, too dumbed
easy.
down, yeah.
like even when you're getting swarmed by a fuck ton of dudes, all you have to do is like what I did,
I do
slow
10
down
fucks.
time, and everybody died. Because you move at the normal speed, you have the fastest weapon, like the master katana, like I had, does really good damage with speed, and so you just start slicing everybody up and slow down time because you put all your like magic points into it, so it like lasts longer. Everybody fucking dies, and you have no problems. And then the game, you don't really die. You just lose a couple points of experience if you've already put
Couple
them
thousand.
into... Not if you already spent them.
That's
if
true.
If you spent them, then you have like none, and then you just die, and it's like, well, you lost like 100. That's it.
Yeah.
So like there wasn't even like a fear of dying.
Yeah.
Oh.
To like make you want, because like I didn't even need to dodge. It's like, oh well, I'll just take the hits because it won't
I'll
fucking
just get
matter
back
if I
up,
die.
yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like revive potions and health potions that like instantly restore all your health.
That
So,
reminded me of
It
what-
was really just too easy in a way.
Back to the good and evil thing, there's a point where you are basically captured in the spire, and then you have to obey or else you lose experience points. And then if you don't obey, you get evil points.
Yeah.
But it didn't really fucking matter. I watched those guys starve to death. I did all what he said, and I got some evil points, but not to the point I was corrupt at the end of it. No, at the end of 10 years, I was still pure.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
even comparatively-
I even killed the dude who was like basically your best friend in the prison.
Yeah, I fucking slaughtered him, and I was just fine. No one cared.
Like, yeah, you're still good at heart. You're like, fuck you, man. What does it take?
I did what I had to do to keep
And
my
so
experience.
they try to make it
Good
like
Nazi.
this. Yeah, they try to make it this thing to where, oh man, do you take the hit or do you become evil? But you don't become evil, so I take the hit.
Yeah, I took it.
Schweiss, what score?
I think I'll echo my story score. I'll give it a 7. The gameplay, to be completely honest, that was something I noticed pretty early on. I was like, I think Fable 1's combat was a lot better than this game's. Like, I was in there fighting just like a group of dudes, and I'm like, this is fine, but this just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. It just feels weird, unfable-esque to me.
Well,
like
the final boss, is that in story or is that in gameplay? Because I was really mad about
that's a
final boss.
combat thing. You
Yeah,
can
you
talk
could
about
talk
it.
about the combat.
My
Yeah,
score
where
is not
you-
going to change.
gameplay
but
or whatever.
Yeah, this whole time you're like,
It's both,
you got to
actually.
kill Lucy. And Lucian's the one who killed your sister. He's the one who almost killed you several times. He's trying to fuck up the world, and
He kills your
finally-
wife and child.
and he kills your wife and fucking child. And several.
my wife
several.
totally abandoned my child.
He killed my wives
Several-
and children.
Several of my wives and children.
And you just spend all this time. You finally get to him, and it's just you shoot him once, and he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh man, such a fucking letdown at the end of the game.
I totally agree.
And so that's another
I put that in story
6.
personally.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Got that off my
letdown, but I
chest.
honestly kind of dug it at the end with a guy. Like it was the one cocky guy in my game who
Yeah.
shot him, and he just falls and dies. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I've played enough games where there's a huge final boss that like it's not a huge deal to me when.
I mean, it's they
Like,
just
for it to end that way?
basically,
Yeah.
basically the whole game is a fucking joke, and that was the punchline.
yeah, it is. Yeah, and like it almost feels like when I one shot the dude in Assassin's Creed. Like he took a swing at me, and I assassinated the end boss. He didn't even touch me. And the guy before him only hit me one time. He hit me once, and then I countered
enjoyed
with
that
the
aspect of Assassin's Creed.
Exactly,
Where, like,
it's
everybody
awesome.
is
But
the
this is
same.
different. This is an action role-playing game, and
It's
then
true.
you're playing. You're spending all these points. Your character is becoming a hero,
Becoming
You're
more than a man.
You're becoming more than a man. You're strong. And at the end, you don't have no outlet for all that strength you've had throughout the whole game.
You don't have no outlet.
You don't have an outlet. You shoot the guy, and he falls, and
just get blue balls.
That is it.
Art design.
Oh, hold on. Last thing for gameplay. What did you? Was that the thing where the experience was sectioned off? Is that something that was in the first Fable?
No. I don't think so.
I can't remember.
I think you
Like
were able to
the
spend
strength
I
experience,
think it
the
was
will
the same. I think there was like
experience.
will points and skill points, and then like experience points, and then they went together.
I don't remember that at all. I thought that was an original.
Or maybe
thing
it
from
was
2.
just
I
one
think-
experience, and then you would.
And the
use
first one, I'm
whichever
pretty
you want.
sure the one you used the most, you got more experience for if you're using it. So if you want to level something up, you had to start using it so you get experience for
Well,
it.
that's
But-
the way it was in this one, but it also
but
kind of gave
then
you
the general
split.
experience was used for everything. So you had to have enough general experience to level up something else
I
at
don't
the
know.
same time of using that. own
Looking at
special
Fable
skill.
2, when I looked at it at first, I was like, oh, that's different. And so that's what I'm basing it off of. I remember just going in and like it was sectioned off separately, and you could spend XP here, here, or here.
You can, but then you have the 3 different types of XP that go directly to that skill you're trying to increase, but then you had the overall experience that had to go
yeah,
with it.
4 2, but I don't remember that in 1. is what
That
I'm
was
saying.
with 1, yeah. So 1, you had your general experience. You had to have enough of that, and of the certain skill you're trying to upgrade.
Okay, because I thought that was a really interesting aspect.
Yeah,
You
you
like
for-
that, or
Yeah, it kind of. I mean, for like the Elder Scrolls games, you level up the skill that you're currently using, kind of like in Final Fantasy 2, where like if you use.
and
a
then
certain
there's other
weapon,
games
like,
where you just
upgrades.
level up straight.
Yeah,
this
and then
is
there's
the mix
ones
between
that
the
level.
two.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like you use something more often, and then you get like the experience for using that, and then you get to choose which section you want to upgrade for that, which is really interesting. But like, there wasn't a whole lot to do with like leveling up for it, because it's like you need 1,000,000 points to level
Yeah.
up your fucking strength after like the previous level was only like 1,000.
Yep.
So I was like, God, what is this? Like, you have to level up the other shit as well, basically, is what it's telling you. It's like, so you can't necessarily have a character who is singled out in a way. it like prevents that. And then there's like potions that also allow you to gain experience that you just like randomly find, which I thought was also an interesting
Or
thing.
you can just buy
but
it from the shops too.
Or you
Yeah.
can buy some pies to fill up on your health potion. Your guy gets fat.
yeah.
Yeah. Do any of you guys
gotta-
want anything? Because I know this is interrupting, but Alex is at In-N-Out, and I was wondering if you guys wanted a burger.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'll take a burger.
Okay, cool.
We all will take a burger.
We'll all take meat.
I'll take a meatitarian burger. We call that protein style?
A meat witch.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember it being differently with the XP, but the gameplay, that was one of the things I noticed initially. Like I said, it's like it was a watered down version of 1, and it almost felt like an over the head like zombie apocalypse game where you like pick up new weapons and you like hit them, and like it just, I don't know, it felt arcadey almost, which it wasn't unfun.
I
it just
can,
wasn't it wasn't on par with the first game for
I
me.
can understand that.
Personally, but I don't know.
Art design. The look of the game.
Did you already say that?
So it's pretty similar to the first Fable, but of course, since it's on a new platform, except for Schweiss did the updated Steam version of the first Fable.
His opinion is not.
It's on a new platform. The graphics are better. It does have that similar kind of rounded, cartoony art style. I don't know. I thought it was fine. There was some like cool lighting effects, especially in the beginning of the game, that I thought, oh, okay, they brought that one up. But I do think that it does make the Xbox 360 lag a little bit.
Yes, it does.
But the first one had that same problem, so I'm like, what is Lionhead Studios doing where they're not like, they don't care how much pressure they're putting on the
there-
Played it
there
on
was-
my Xbox One, and I had no problems with
Oh.
it slowing
Okay.
down whatsoever.
Because on the
Alright.
Xbox 360, when I was in the Crucible near one of the last rounds, like he was sitting in the next wave before I had finished one of the waves,
Sometimes it lags just a little bit.
and it got pretty fucking slow at
Got
one
some
point.
major frame drop. I got some frame drop.
He's
in
like,
this.
and the second wave, there's still like 10 guys I'm fighting, and then it just like frame by frame.
Like, now this is kind of epic, but this is gonna take way too long.
And there's this one point where the game, it was just so fucking slow. I mean, it happened when I took my wife up to my bedroom. The whole town decided to come join, and then just
That's
like,
how you end up fucking 2 other dudes.
No,
That's how it
I only invited my wife, but then since everyone in the town loved me so much, they don't even leave me fucking alone in my house. They have to all
I
come
know.
inside.
But if you go in
you're just
their house,
smashing
they're like,
puss.
please leave. Please leave my house. Please leave.
and
then if you don't
after,
leave, they
after I
call
was
the
done,
cops.
it got frame by frame, and I had to like reload into the area for it to stop. And that was like the only time, but yeah.
I think it's because of the pressure they put on the system.
Yeah.
Because of that game.
They don't have the,
They did the same thing for the first one. That was like the biggest complaint of most reviews at
I
the time was because
never
of the
had a
lag.
problem.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh wow.
So like areas would take forever to load in the first
Yeah.
one. So we don't have that problem in this
there
one.
was some loading time for me, but like there was no lag or frame drop.
Sometimes there was a frustration where you're trying to access like a door or an item, but since you're not like butt fucking it, you can't open it. And since you're not like right up to it, you can't read the property, the titles of the property.
yeah, I did kind of like hate that. You
And
have
then
to
if
be,
you're not
like,
right up
there.
on the chest, you can't open the chest. So
oh yeah, shit.
yeah.
That just reminded me
like
of
going
that.
up to like some of those properties, you
Forgot
need to
about
be
that.
at like on the stairs at
Yeah.
a fucking
Oh
certain,
my
you gotta be
God,
on
at
yes.
a, at a
The edge
fucking
of the
certain
stair.
angle,
Yeah.
and you had to be like
Yeah,
you had
'cause
to
you
whip
can't-
out your fucking cock. Like,
And you realize that doesn't get you any closer.
yeah,
No,
like,
but
it's-
there were a few times where, like you could not stand in front of the house, and I couldn't get it
Yeah.
from the side. And I'm like, Jesus Christ,
And there's
I want to buy
sometimes
this
I'm trying to
fucking
open the
joint.
door. They would not let me open the door to my home unless I was in the exact center of the door.
Yeah.
And then it would finally open the door.
Yeah, I
But
remember.
It
all
was
that
a
now.
fucking pain.
Yeah.
There was one that dude, I went back to this town like 5 times, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy you, man. I'm gonna buy you. Maybe not today as I'm walking away, but I'm gonna fucking buy you.
I said
You
that
can't
to, like
resist.
every single one of like the bars, and like there's every house that I like couldn't like fucking get.
Jeez, yeah.
There was like one that was just denying me.
That's
It's like,
definitely a design.
you're never gonna be in the
flaw.
right space. Like it was one of them was like in the fucking gypsy village. It like would not for the fucking life of me me select the fucking little thing. It just would not. It wouldn't light up or highlight or anything. It was just like, we're just not gonna be your house, man. We're just fucking. We refuse to sell to you, so we're not gonna allow you to.
You have to be this
to
tall to
look
buy
at
this
it.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the game looked fine.
Yeah, I mean, it
think
looked just
in the
like
Fable
Fable.
universe. Faces are a little weird looking. Everybody's
But that's on
pretty
purpose.
fucking ugly.
Yeah.
It might. I think it is part of the comedy
Well, you
sort
take
of thing that they're going
the
for.
aging thing from the mission of the last guy. You like lose teeth and shit, and it's like weird looking.
So when you become one of those spire
Everybody
guards,
looks
they
a little
shave your
gross.
head, and then they shaved your head, and then they made me old, and so I was just this old bald dude that was so gross, and
Yeah.
Just
I went
very
into
fat
the middle.
man.
I went into the into the middle of the
Joe went
town.
on a binge.
I had a little bit of a paunch because I had eaten some pies because I didn't have anything else.
Gotta eat some celery
And
to
I
get
put
thinner.
back on my poppers clothes in the middle of town. Everyone just started to fucking hate me. One person's like, "Oh, now I noticed that."
I didn't eat very much food. I didn't have because I
like,
bought
don't eat food because it's pointless.
Dude, they criticize your style of clothing
Oh,
like,
yeah,
all
they
the
hated
fucking time.
mine.
If you're not wearing
if you're not wearing Noble's clothes, yeah.
No, dude, if you're not wearing an outfit that matches in every single category, they will criticize your outfit. It's like, you should buy some new clothes.
bunch of fashionista.
Well, I
fucks.
just bought the whole Noble outfit and they had no problems. But I bought my wife a Noble woman outfit. She never put it on. I gave it to her, but she was like, "Nah, tisk tisk."
No, it's a good thing she died in the end, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid bitch.
Spoilers. Okay, yeah. Good thing you brought that up. I didn't think about its attention to detail with like your character
You couldn't
changing
open-
through time.
Oh, yeah.
However, there are some things where they don't have attention to detail, like character models in the towns are kind of bland, especially bandits.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
there's
every
like
bandit
five-
looks the same.
Yeah.
Pretty much 5 different
you
bandits,
guys
and they just get repeated.
Ever come across this glitch where the villagers would just be holding a chair? Like they'll like
No.
a villager out. He's out in front of his fucking stand. He's just holding a chair, swinging it around, and it's like clipping through him too when his arm is down. But they just fucking hold the chair, man.
I didn't run into
I did not fucking see that
And
at
I'm like, I
all.
look around and there's this woman walking down the fucking alley holding the chair, just so swinging back and forth.
You look over and they just all have like the cross glitch from Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, no, so
fucking Cristo
apparently-
Redentor.
So I read on. So I'm looking up the chair glitch, and online apparently if you save it if you save it when someone's in a bar and they are holding a chair to like scoot it out to sit on it, and then you save and quit. Then when you load it back up, they're holding the chair.
Oh wow.
And so I guess that happened to me unintentionally. I just see these two people walking out holding a chair. It's like,
what the fuck are they doing?
Man, that'd be really funny if you like see
hilarious.
somebody with just like a fucking table in their hands or some shit.
Or like
The
someone's
funny
cupping
part
another
was,
man's balls.
I didn't know what was going on because I turn around, this noble woman's walking down the street holding a chair, and I look over to the right, one of the market dudes is holding the chair too, and I'm like, what's going on? Are they all going to be holding chairs during the game?
There's a
Is it
furniture
broken?
sale.
they're all like lion tamers. They got their whip in their back pocket going to work.
No, but it's funny
There's a
because
secret weapon. It's just a bar
how
stool.
when they stand there, their arms like moving up and down, right? But the one holding the chair is just like flipping the chair like it's nothing. Hey, how's it going?
I didn't run into any glitches. I mean, I ran into like some weird.
That was the only glitch per se.
some
but
weird
yeah.
clipping things and like the pain in the dick trying to buy houses in those fucking tiny cranny little corners, and the sign was in the most fuck off spot in the world.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because I'm like, I gotta log off. I mean, I only log in to do my daily buy and then I log off, but I can't fucking buy this house. It's the only one left. Other than the $1 million mansion, and I can't buy that shit.
I'm
so.
gonna give art design a solid 7. There's problems with it, but
I'm gonna give
not
it a
enough
7
to like
too.
ruin my life.
Yeah, the chair thing, it was a funny glitch. It wasn't a game breaking glitch. I thought the game was gonna die, but because what's the two of them all just randomly at the same time, fucking holding chairs.
Craig.
I think
Fair
I'll also
concern.
give it a 7. The character designs were kind of interesting. It definitely has its own unique style, which is cool. But like there are certain parts where the style interferes with like gameplay. Like for the fucking like troll dudes, like you have to wait for their veins to pop up, and then the way that they place the veins on the troll designs are fucking ridiculous. There's one that's literally in the fucking armpit of the dude, so you gotta like wait until like he lifts his arm up, and then you gotta wait until the vein shows itself while he has his fucking arm out. So it's like, what the shit?
With that though.
dude, it was fucking
It was
bullshit.
the only guy where you had to kind of strategize.
I thought it was a
Yeah,
worm.
like you had to fucking like
So that's the problem.
no, like
The rest of the game, you can just hack and slash your way through, and this guy, you actually have to think for a second.
in a way,
I
in a way,
understand.
yes, but like it's just it's ridiculous though the way they had it because like they would still be poking out, but then like he'll just move his arm and all of a sudden you're bullet.
That's what he's gonna do. One day, Caleb's just gonna throw his head back and just start like blaring the old dial-up internet thing.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, people. And we're gonna like push in your left nipple for 5 seconds. You'll be like,
There also wasn't like a ton of
Come back
enemy
to us.
designs either.
No.
yeah,
No, yeah, I talked about
very
that repetitive.
simplistic.
Yeah, like
beetles
the-
and
Yeah, like the skeleton dudes, every single one of them was like the same.
yeah.
Beetles, goblins, werewolves, or whatever.
So
it's-
for
Yeah.
every enemy, there was the normal of that enemy, then the special of that enemy that looked slightly fancy, but that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like the mother werewolf or whatever. That was like white or
Then
some
there's
shit.
the normal beetle, then the red beetle, then there's the normal hollow man, and then the special hollow man.
the one boss.
I think I'll give
yeah.
it a 7 too. I mean, I hate to give it 7s across the board, but
No, dude, we win something?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
and Schweiss both have 7s, all three.
it's
categories so
like
far.
I said. I mean, it's mostly fine, and I think it looks good for the 360 date that it has, but it's nothing crazy, nothing revolutionary. I mean, it's no Halo 3 or Halo,
Halo
3.
anything.
Yeah,
Halo
so-
3 is probably the closest one to it
Yeah.
in date.
Sound and music.
Well, two.
Voice acting, I thought was fantastic because characters are fantastic, and then the people that they got to voice them were great.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion.
All three of them, yeah.
Yeah. I also love the music of Fable, and it was pretty much the same music this time around, only now they had the music box version of the main theme, which I thought was really beautiful as well. So I know that's a quick review on Sound and Music for me because I didn't have any problems outside of that. Like, there was no problems at all for me with Sound and Music, so I'm going to give Sound and Music a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Well, I was gonna say, I mean, the game pokes fun at it. I mean, the game does not take itself seriously. It'll poke fun at itself all the time. And so even in one of like little save menu tip items, it goes, they've done some studies on the linguistic eccentricities. Say the word for me.
God damn.
Eccentricities.
And it says they've studied that and to find out why everyone sounds alike. It's because they only had like 3 different voice actors.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like
But
some
pokes fun at it though.
yeah, some NPCs even say something like that because
Yeah.
it was funny. Like I was like walking around town with my wife, and she's like, "Don't you think it's kind of funny that a few people sound the same?" And then like I had another woman come by that had the same fucking voice as my wife's character, and she says the same fucking thing. And then my wife was like, "Don't you hate it when people say the same thing over and over? Don't you hate it when people say the same thing over and over?" And I was like, that's basically what just fucking happened.
Are you
with, like,
malfunctioning?
with 2 different NPCs? And I was like, what the fuck?
That's great. That's great.
And then like everything goes green and cubey, and like they all just fall away, and you're in the Matrix the whole time.
I mean, yeah, it was secretly just like the second Matrix game. And like the
I mean,
entire
is it a point of the humor of the game to do that, or is it that they didn't want to spend more money on voice acting, and so they decided to make fun of it? So
Yeah,
they can't be
that's
It's probably both.
Probably both.
So I'm probably gonna have to give it an 8.
8 out of 10. Okay.
All right, Greg. What about you?
Yeah, I'd probably give it the same. Because like there was, I didn't really have a whole lot of problems with the voice acting or anything, but like none of the music really stood out to me. So like it just like I didn't really have a problem with it, but it wasn't like there just wasn't anything substantial about it either.
Come on.
So
I'm gonna go 9 for it. I
Split the difference.
Yeah, I thought the music was pretty solid. The voice acting, of course, was great. I had a lot of fun with the game. I don't know if it's quite as in depth awesome as the first Fable. It just doesn't feel as original to me, so it kind of drops in that category just a touch. But I mean, I still had a lot of fun with it. So I'd say 9.
Okay.
Kind of split the difference.
Replayability. Will you play this game again? I'll give the second opinion, guys. You can go first.
Yeah, I might play it again. I didn't really do an evil run through. I might want to just like go through and literally kill everybody. I thought the aspect of being able to kill people and then having the prices drop for houses was kind of cool, and I wanted to utilize that, but at the same time I was like, I want to be kind of good. So I was like,
Yeah.
choices.
Exactly.
But so I think an evil run through would be kind of fun to do. It's not exactly a long game, so that wouldn't be an issue either. So I think I would give replayability like a 7.
a 7 out of 10. All right, Schweiss.
I'm gonna give it an 8. And the big reason why is because I was
That one property you can't buy.
yeah,
Haunts
that
you?
was a big one, and I kept going back. Yeah, I wake up with cold sweats in the night, like, thinking about like.
Have you been given the crown yet?
No.
So I think
so.
you have to own all the properties, and they'll crown you king.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't own all of them, but I did get the achievement for 2.5 million worth of property,
Oh,
which you
wow.
have to buy the $1 million mansion for that. And I mean, I was coming back to the game. I beat this game a while ago, as you guys know, and I kept coming back because I was like, I want to get that achievement, that 2.5 million one. I want that fucking achievement, and like I was having fun doing my daily grind of like going and buying a couple houses, seeing how much money I can get from one night's worth of rent, seeing how much I could charge these people before they break.
How much can you charge for the mansion if you rent it out?
I don't think I can
You
rent
can't.
it.
Oh,
it
can you live in
It
it?
has, it
Yeah,
has to
okay.
be your permanent house, basically.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a demon door in there, but I'm not exactly sure how to get down there.
Yeah, so I had a lot of fun with the game, and it would be something I might play through a second time. But most of my replay value score comes from me being interested in going back into the world and just exploring. Like I like doing the demon doors in the first game. I didn't really do hardly any of them in this game. They
Yeah,
just
I
weren't as
didn't
interesting
either.
to me as they were in the first one.
Most of them wanted you to do like random emotes, and the emote aspect, I was like, it's kind of weird.
It's kind of clunky, to be honest. You have to go.
Yeah.
It's like sub menu, and I'm like, I'm not into that. I am when I'm trying to get fucking laid and trying to get my STD count into the triple digits, but not when I'm just walking around.
I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I would say I would like to revisit it at some point. So yeah, it's good.
All right, Cameron.
I think I'd give replayability a 7.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10, just because I would be interested in going in and acquiring all the properties. I mean, that's basically it, or play the game again, and this time pick a different ending, just to see how that goes, but yeah. Just the
Do evil.
2 minutes of different dialogue that you'll get.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm giving replayability a 9. The only reason I don't have that 1 point is because once you're done with all the houses in the game, like what's
What else
the
is
point?
there?
Well,
But-
if there's like demon doors and
But
shit.
it does take a shitload of time to do that. There are demon doors. You can go through the game as a woman. You can go through a good or evil. So there's a lot of shit to do. I'm personally like, I wish I gave this game more time to do more of the side quests.
I sure do.
That one where you have to go find a man
Yeah.
for a gay farmer's son sounds
Yeah,
pretty
it
interesting.
does
Yeah,
sound
it's
really
fun.
great. And that is honestly like the best part of the game is the quests.
Yeah.
The comedy
So,
aspect of the game, yeah.
besides the housing, of course.
Yeah.
So I think replayability is a 9 out of 10. So we do have our combined scores here. I recommend the game. What about you guys?
I definitely, if you enjoyed the first Fable, this is definitely something you should pick up just to continue the story. And it was not as good as the first Fable, in my opinion, but it's still worth a good play.
I think it's a good solid
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, I never played a Fable game before. I mean, I played like 10 minutes of the third one, but I don't really remember anything about it. So 10 minutes is enough to get into the combat or anything. But Fable 2 was pretty interesting. There's a lot of aspects that I kind of wish would be combined with other RPGs. Like, I think a perfect RPG would probably be like the fusion of like some Witcher 3 aspects, some like Oblivion aspects, and some Fable aspects. That would be the
perfect game.
Yeah, the perfect RPG would be those 3 games combined, and it would just be amazing. And so I would definitely say give Fable a try.
Yeah, I would say pick it up. I mean, it's only a $5 game, and it's worth every cent that Dylan paid for it. However long ago he bought it. So I enjoyed Fable 1 and I enjoyed Fable 2 as well. And I mean, it's just a fun series, and it's only a 4 game series now, I guess. I don't know what's up with the new one. There's another one, the Fable something.
Journey.
I don't know I don't know what it is. I just know
Fable
it
Journeys.
exists.
That's the it's a Connect game.
Oh, fuck that. Okay.
So if you're into the Connect,
There's only 3 real Fable games.
Okay, yeah. I'm excited to get to the third one, and I don't think the second
the
one...
third one
We're not going to
apparently-
have a vote. We're going to go straight for it.
Yeah.
It said step down from what I've heard.
We're going to
but-
pull a
yeah,
Diablo
that's
3
what I've
on
heard
this
too.
bitch.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should. Yeah, it's a game that we...
I own it, so I might as well play it.
I own it
Let's
as well.
let's top it off the list. I mean, it's a good series. It's a lot of fun. It has its own strengths and weaknesses, and I think this game, gameplay wise, with the real estate, really steps it up a notch, and it makes it a really fun game to play. Even if the combat is a little watered down from the original and not really as fun to me, the whole aspect of buying homes and all that shit was a lot of fun. It was good.
Okay, so here are the scores. For story, Cameron gave it a 7. I gave it a 7. And then for second opinions, we got Caleb Craig and Caleb Schweiss. Craig gave it a 6, and Schweiss gave it a 7. For gameplay, Cameron gave it a 6. I gave it a 7. Craig gave it a 7, and Schweiss gave it a 7. For art design, 7s all around. Sound.
Where's the coin payout?
Sound and music and voice acting, Cameron gave it an 8. I gave it a 10. Caleb Craig gave it an 8. And Caleb Schweiss gave it 8 and 9. Replayability, Cameron gave it a 7. I gave it a 9. Caleb Craig gave it a 7. Caleb Schweiss gave it an 8. So, the official Nude Clan score is mine and Cameron's score on this game. It is 75 out of 100.
Damn. That's a pretty good score.
Now, second opinion
Ish.
score, which is the two Caleb's put together, they are 73 out of 100.
Whoa.
Just to put that into perspective, Fable 1 got an 84 out of 100 from Joe and Cameron. And let me look at Fable 2 on Metacritic here.
So an 84, it's a 9-point drop.
So it's an 89 on Metacritic.
For
the
Fable
second
2?
game, yeah.
Wow, Fable 2.
So we dropped it quite. It's considered one of the must play. It's on that 500 games list. It's not on the 100.
Okay.
There's not a Fable
You
game.
know,
that's
I
on
heard
there,
that this
but-
was like the best one in the series.
I heard that
but
too.
I did, yeah. For
Like-
years I've heard Fable 2 is where it is at, and I'm like, all right, well I don't have a 360.
There
but-
are improvements in some aspects of the gameplay, but then maybe all those people didn't play Fable 1.
Maybe what they did
Maybe
is
they
they
just
played.
really, really like the real estate.
Maybe what they did.
The real estate makes
Because
the game.
I
See, everyone
really
has
like the
this,
real estate.
Everyone has a secret hunger for real estate. I mean, just make a real estate game.
Dude, if Skyrim had real estate, I would probably, there would be times where I would not stop playing it.
Yeah.
Like there were anyway.
Yeah, there was times where I stopped.
Remember
But-
how? But you see, how Skyrim you can build your own home. What if you could build a new subdivision? And
Dude, if you could build like a town and fucking just like rent everything out, that would be amazing.
Remember how Fallout 4 came out? Oh, you could build your own town.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
favorite thing about Fable is the sense of humor in the game, which other
I
games
really,
are not.
yeah, I really like that too.
So it's a great, solid RPG
Yeah.
plus a lot of good humor.
There was a part where like you have to come across this like broken bridge and there's like 3 like highwaymen just like on the opposite side and it's like looks like you have to go for a swim, and so you have to like dive down and then you like sneak up behind them and they're like, why are we even guarding this bridge? It's broken.
Yeah.
And then you
it's
just
good
like take
times.
them out. So I thought that was kind of funny that like even like the highwaymen just have like conversations that you can just like listen into.
Yeah, and it's not like FF8 conversations that make you want to blow your fucking brain out or
Yeah.
funny this
Yeah.
time.
All right. Well, does anybody have anything else they need to say on this episode?
No, pick it
No.
up for $5.
Oh,
It's
fuck.
fun.
Whether or not we should do remasters.
Oh,
Do we want to put that up to the community?
we should
Yeah,
put it
let's
up
put
to
it.
the
Let's put it up.
community.
Let's put up a poll for that. Definitely.
And I swear to God, I will not ask anybody on a forum to vote for this.
All right.
So we do have a mega Uber game coming up, and
Next
since
week.
the biggest games recently, the one seems to be Persona 5 that a lot of people want us to play, but we already have that in the rotation.
You guys could play it.
Now the other new games,
No.
the other new games that are coming out.
You could. You
Okay,
could join us.
Hold on. The other new games that are coming out are games in series that we really haven't touched, And so we don't have any like hype for them, and none of us are like really like
There's a few new IPs.
scouring to put the new Yakuza game on the voting. So
Well, that's not just
me and
the
Schweiss
only
were
one.
like, "Oh, I kind of want to play the new Mario Kart on the Wii U," and I know
It's
it's a
not
port.
a
I know
new
it's a port
Mario
of the
Kart.
8th one. Now, and then Schweiss also wants to do like Revenant Wings, and then
Not
maybe
Remnant Wings.
Sorry,
Zodiac Age. You mean?
Zodiac Age, and then I want to do like Crash Bandicoot, and they're all remasters. So my question
Remasters
is,
and ports, basically.
remasters and remakes, should we allow those on our mega game nominees? But I mean, there's a good reason not to, because we're not really playing a new game, and the whole point is to play at least 2 current games a year on this show, and maybe remasters don't really count in that. And then again,
I wouldn't count them in that.
Yeah, I know Craig is really against it.
Yeah.
I've been
I-
very angry about this.
I was for it until
some time.
Schweiss was like, "Oh, what about Revenant Wings?" I'm like, "I already played fucking Final Fantasy 12 on the other show. I don't want to play it again right now."
Yeah, so Joe was in it until I was going to force him to play Final Fantasy 12 a second time. Now, we could take last time's question from us to you into account when crafting this list. I mean, or a few times ago, we asked what 3 games from 2017 are must-play for the clan. We might, some of the games probably came out in January, February, so they're a little older now, but I don't know if that necessarily makes it exempt from it. I know we want to do something that's pretty new, but there's not really much out there that we're interested in right now.
but we'll play it. I mean,
Injustice.
There's a few games that I'm interested in. It's not just the 2 fighting games of Injustice and Tekken.
Yeah, it is, Caleb.
But I would like to play one of those 2 games. I would like to have a fighting game episode with the 4 of us, and I would also like to be able to stream like a Nude Clan tourney where we all just like fight each other and
you mean
even
where you just
include,
destroy
like,
us?
include a few listeners. I'm not very good at
Is it-
Tekken, and I
Isn't it
haven't
about
played
time to
Injustice in a while.
to get a sports game on here? Some
Tiger Woods
Madden.
PGA
No,
Tour
dude,
2003.
no. Okay,
PGA
what?
Tour.
Okay, you know what? We got fucking NBA 2K16.
Yeah.
We could play that, or we could play like Mario Super Strikers. I don't mind the Mario soccer game.
2K16 is not new,
we
dude.
could do Rocket
Doesn't have
League.
to be.
All right, here are the games that
Yeah, I
Shinru
guess
says.
Rocket League.
He says, since you're already doing Persona 5, I won't include that, which is obviously number 1. Yakuza 0, huge hit. Think GTA Sleeping Dogs, but Japan, Yakuza. Nier Automata, great reviews. Surprised the developers by selling more than 1 million copies worldwide, or something probably at 2 million now. A lot of hype from that. Tekken 7, latest Tekken game.
Yeah.
When you get on Nintendo... then you got Nintendo stuff like Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade 2, and Super Mario Odyssey, but we don't have a Switch, so... He says
Mario
put up
Odyssey is at the end of
He
the
said
year.
put up a GoFundMe so you can give us money for a Switch.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, if you guys want to pay for a Switch, just give us PayPal money. Like it's and just say Switch Fund, I guess. GoFundMe just seems like shitty. I don't know. It just seems grody to me. Like when I see people like, "Oh, go fund my joblessness," it's like, why?
Joe.
Yeah.
Shut up. Dude.
Yeah. So
I
Simon
was
Parker-
considering. There was a question I put out on Twitter. I was like, "Hey, should I be a full-time podcaster?" It would involve starting a few more shows, to say the least. And I got a whole bunch of yeses on there, and they're like 25% no. I'm like, who the fuck is voting no? Anyway,
It's like Schweiss multiple
it was
times. on
twice,
different
multiple
accounts.
times.
It's twice in your mom
Anyway.
multiple times.
I,
So,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
we've got also Ghost Recon Wildlands, Crash Bandicoot Insane Collection, and then Parappa the Rapper. That's never going to happen. Remastered, so not sure if it's exempt or not.
Oh, so what I was saying was I was like thinking about just starting my own Patreon, and it would just be me, and all your money would just go to me.
Yeah.
Why
Pretty
would
much,
anyone want that?
I don't know.
If they
So
wanted me to start a whole bunch of fucking podcasts.
yeah, Abrax says Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, one of the best games he's ever played. Nier Automata, amazing soundtrack, fun platinum action. Persona 5, he only wished he could have made this the Uber game. Everyone deserves Persona in their life, whether they know it or not. Honorable mentions: Yakuza 0, Neo, Gravity Rush 2, Injustice 2, Resident Evil 7, and Horizon. Dylan, Breath of the Wild, Resi 7,
Resident Evil 7.
Mario Kart 8
Yeah.
Deluxe. That fucker put it on there.
Dylan, that's not a new game.
It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Dude, it was
Greg.
on the Wii. I don't care if they added like a few more tracks and like 2 more characters or whatever the
Wii
fuck
U.
they did. It's
Wii
DLC.
U.
Didn't need to happen.
Corey said Near Automata.
Same game.
What Remains of Edith Finch. Also another game. Kyle, Resi 7, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That one does look
Yes,
pretty
yes, yes,
sweet,
yes,
but
yes,
I don't
yes,
know
yes,
when
yes.
that comes out.
It's already out on PC.
It's been out on PC for
You
a
just
while,
need
but
to
it's
not
going
be-
to come to the PlayStation is what they plan.
It's
But
delayed,
today, I was thinking, I can just invest a little bit more money into the piece of crap thing I bought from Caleb and actually start playing
could.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah. Persona 5. Yeah. Near Automata, What Remains of Edith Finch, Night in the Woods for Corey.
So people are saying that there are games for us to choose from.
There are, but are we willing to push out our timeline? Because we've normally only done a couple months away after release.
we
for
can't
these.
do something that hasn't already come out.
Well,
It
right.
has to have come
What
out.
I'm saying is, like,
But
how
within
far
a couple
back?
of months within release, how far back are we allowed to play games? Like, how long ago has it been released?
On
Can
just
we make
this
an Uber
year,
game?
I would say.
Oh, well, if it's just this year, then we have plenty of options.
Yeah, then we have like a shitload because we were like thinking in the timeline of like 3 months.
Yeah.
Maybe in between the last Uber game and this one.
the release date for that one.
What was the last Uber game?
It's been a while, dude.
Yeah, that's like
Doom?
Yeah, all I can
Doom,
think of is
yeah.
Doom. Yeah,
Was it Doom?
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, Horizon is kind of one, but that was a
Horizon
different
we
thing.
shoved in. We had a lot of.
if it was Doom, then we have some 2016 games we could play.
No, I think we should keep it to this year
But
at least.
yeah, we should.
Well, if it's this calendar year, then
2017.
we won't have problems.
Okay.
But yeah, the
Yeah,
question from us to
nowadays.
you, should remasters like Final Fantasy 12 to have a revamped battle system or revamped job system, different game modes, be allowed in the Nude Clan Uber game, or should we keep it to new games?
But then people will say ports are work too,
yeah,
as opposed to just a remaster.
that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Although ports don't matter. It's weird because when we do a review of like Caleb and I, we could do Fable and he could play it on the Xbox, I could play it on the PC, and we can review the same game.
Yeah,
That's not a problem. But with the Uber game, we should all have the same version.
I think so too.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think, and we'll come to a decision next week, and perhaps we'll put FF12 on the vote.
Okay,
No.
well, once again, guys, there's the only one thing you need to know about how to contact us. It is going through audibletrial.com /
That's how you
Nude
contact
Clan.
us.
Yeah,
is
that's
through
right.
Audible.
That's Twitter, Facebook,
Or you can tweet me at Joseph Vigoye.
Me and Nude Clan Cam.
Me at Obsidian Bob.
me at UFF Podcast.
Our website is nudeclan.net. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/nudeclan podcast. That's nude spelled N-E-W-D. I think I forgot the podcast part earlier, and I was like, what the hell is different about this address? And then twitch.tv/nudeclan gaming is where you can see us do the episodes live and play the games live every once in a while. So keep those email notifications on. We'll see you guys. You got something to share?
No.
Okay.
No,
We'll
I'm just
see you
hanging
guys
out.
next week.
Enjoy the nude.
May the list go on.
Live always in the nude.
Fuck off.
Game over, man. Game over. What are we gonna do now? Too bad you will die.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on the Twitch stream. We had a lot of fun falling out of this damn chair yet again.
How many times is that today? Like 3?
Yes, yeah.
And then
This
Joe
time-
fell out
Could you
twice, so
imagine
5
if I
times
had
total.
the close-up camera on you when you fell? It'd just be you're there, then you're not there.
Yeah, this time is serious though. It's not recovering from this. I'm gonna have to get rid of it like very soon. Oh shit! Like right now.
All right, so basically 6 times.
Yeah. That was a recovered one, but yes, this chair is going bye-bye. So thank you guys for hanging out, and we will see you next week.